Hello, I'm Ian from Fantastic Dimensions. This game is being broadcast on Gaming in Gotham here on YouTube because obviously we don't want anybody to see it. So, we've been having technical difficulties on it, but I think thanks to Heath and his gracious offer to host the broadcast, we should hopefully be able to get through this intro session. We are playing Eclipse Phase Transhumanity's Fate, and I'm running the pre-published adventure scenario titled The Devotees for Eclipse Phase. So just real quick, I'll let each one of you guys introduce yourselves. You can plug a channel or a blog or any other online endeavor you wish, and just tell us real quick about your character, what their ego is like, and what morph they're currently in. So I'm going to start on my left with Andrew Knapp.
Hey guys, Andrew Knapp here, aka SR2 Joker on the YouTubes. Check out the OSG, the W3, all that good stuff. The Glorious Fantastic Dimensions YouTube channel. He has a lot of good stuff on there. A lot of good Fate stuff. So today I am playing Monkey Wrench, aka Kobani. I am an uplifted ape that died during the fall, or didn't die during the fall, my body died during the fall. My ego was preserved in Infomorph, which is how I escaped. I spent some time running around in virtual reality before once again I was seeded into a glorious physical morph. I worked for a hypercorp, went around, I'm a scientist, so I'm very knowledgeable about xenoculture, xenoanthropology, and archaeology. My notoriety came when I actually found a factor cache hidden in an asteroid belt. I helped a hypercorp sabotage it to stop the efforts of another hypercorp to get it. That drew Firewall's attention to me, and I have been doing work for them ever since. My biggest trouble is really that I have something to prove. I believe uplifted species have just as much potential, perhaps even more, than species that achieve their sentience through evolution. So that's my major axe to grind. The current morph I'm using is a silent ghost morph, so I am decked out as a saboteur and an infiltrator.
Excellent. Next, our gracious host, Heath.
Salutations, YouTube. I didn't put that much thought into my character. So I'll be playing Max Thunder, aka LoJack, who is he's a thief. Grand Theft Auto, but he steals morphs, and has recently got his hands on a prototype military morph, a Fury, a male model that they're trying to make. And male models are kind of notorious for having anger management issues. So they've been working on this secret project, and now it got stolen. And LoJack's pretty much been on the run ever since. He has been being pursued by the military and their personnel, and has stumbled into Firewall basically. As they gave him an offer to do some work for them, and they would help remove the military threat that's been hounding his heels this whole time. He suspects that they might have ulterior motives, interest in this morph that he has his hands on as well, so he's kind of leery about that. But at the moment, it's about as good as option as any, pretty much the only one that he's fucking got right now. So he finds himself in their employ doing work for them, all the while trying to figure out the ins and outs of this new damn morph that he's got his hands on.
Excellent. And Roscoe, I believe you're the next in the line.
Hello, I'm Roscoe. This is actually my first online broadcast game. Beyond that, I'm playing Philip Porter. My real name is FNP vertical bar 33 plus H. I am a experimental AI with still limitations that I strive against at all times, and hate. I am a massive proponent of AI rights, and my feelings with Firewall come from the fact that information that I traded got a group of unregulated AIs destroyed. I don't trust Firewall, but I feel like I've got to make up for that.
Excellent. Okay, Michael.
Hello, my name is Michael Walsh. I am playing Knuckles, the infamous scumborn genius mechanic. Firewall has taken a extreme interest in my talents of being able to act as a mechanic, but more so as a doctor to all different types of morphs for fixing body modification and experimentation. However, in certain reaches of the galaxy, I have been found to be doing illicit or illegal modifications. Hence, Firewall has set up a plea bargain with me. They would keep my identity a secret in exchange for services rendered for their cause.
Excellent. And last but not least, Gaming Beast, Sean.
That's a Phil Beastings. I'm the one and only Gaming Beast, and I'm gonna be playing Cobra X, aka Rob Zerup, and I am basically a anarchist punk hacker, and my character is really fascinated about the 20th century, especially also punk culture, 80s hacking and computer culture, and he's also like very much he likes to hack into all kinds of big corporations and governments, and he is very wary about Firewall, but he is also knows he would like to hack Firewall. That's one of his big goals. He is also annoyed by the mundane, so he doesn't like boring shit. And he one of his hobbies is he likes to program holo stories, basically for holograms. He is piloting. He's basically now not piloting. He is in a synth morph, a shape-adjusting, shape-shifting synth morph, which he uses to basically hide in the shadow so he can hack easier. He would rather prefer if people would more or less at one point maybe download even. He prefers being in cyberspace, in the computer network, in the real world. So I think he will get along well with Lobster's character. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Excellent. Okay, so starting off the game, you guys are all part of a, what are they called? Groups of firewall agents, not a cell.
Sentinels.
Sentinels, yes. You're all sentinels within with a specific group, a server. That's the word I was looking for. You're all deployed within the asteroid belt, and you're all together at the moment on Extropia, which is a pretty large, popular habitat in the asteroid belt. You're all currently hanging out at a bar that you frequent. We're going to call it Felix's place. Felix is his ego is actually currently it's inside the bar itself, kind of like how an ego can inhabit a specific synth morph, or it can inhabit an entire habitat, or can inhabit a vehicle. His ego inhabits his bar, so this way he can interact with everybody at every table and every bar and every location at the same time as need be. He has several forks of himself, kind of, I suppose, as well, working within these different service locations. So you guys are all sitting at a table, and Felix is there, looking after you, whatever you're having to drink, if you're drinking. For that matter, though, what morph would you be in right now at this moment, Roscoe? Would you be in your swarm?
I would be in my swarmanoid.
Okay. Gotcha. So the swarmanoid morph is just kind of hovering there by the table. We've got Kobani. in her uplifted gorilla morph. What are they called? It's called a I can't remember exactly. A Neo Sapien? No, I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, the gorilla morph anyway. LoJack here in his stolen male fury morph. Then we have, sorry, just trying to make sure that I have everybody's names up here.
Oh, by the way, Ian, I'm actually in my female ghoster morph.
Oh, you're in your female ghost morph. Okay, I'm sorry, I apologize. So you're in
Yep.
the ghost morph. Gotcha. Uh, actually, Michael, I don't see your character's name on here. What's your character's name, Michael? Just gonna say
Huckles.
Knuckles.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm just writing it down since it's not up on the screen. So Knuckles, you're there.
The bouncer.
Yeah, in the bouncer morph. And Cobra X. What's your morph again? One more time, sorry. I know
It's
it's a
the
biomorph.
it's a no, it's synth morph.
Oh, synth morph.
It's a
That's right.
shape-shifting morph. I don't know the exact name, but it's basically like a mini transformer kind of thing.
Got it. Cool.
So it's
So,
like a little transforming robot.
if this was any other game, you guys would be quite a strange-looking party sitting in this bar. However, we are playing Eclipse Phase, so there are probably groups here that look even weirder than you guys. So you're sitting there and you're having your drinks, if you drink, or not, if that's your way. And Felix kind of, a hologram of Felix appears in the middle of the table. He's a well-dressed, kind of slimy-looking guy. He's got the really greased back, dark hair. He's wearing a cheap suit, but it's fat and entirely too tight at the neck and everything. So he looks at you guys. He says, "There's a message coming in for you guys on a secure line." He says to check your simul space in 10 minutes. And he sends through a little information to you, and you know now this is coming from a proxy who contacts you regularly through the server by the name of Pyros. And it basically gives you a kind of a simul space. Simul space is like your cyberspace you were talking about earlier, Sean. It's kind of your virtual reality internet kind of land, or the mesh that's called in Eclipse Phase.
Matrix, basically.
Mm-hmm. And he says basically to meet you at this location in about 10 minutes.
A proxy is Pyros?
Yes, Pyros, Pyrrhos.
Okay.
So it's a secured simul space location. You guys all know the passwords to get in there because it's specific.
Okay. Well, I'll log in then. By the way, I want to get another beer. That's actually I'll metagame this shit. I'm gonna order a hollow beer because inside of my computer network, unless there is a hollow launch, because if it's not, then I'm gonna be in my computer network where I'm doing a holographic program where I'm simulating the swamp from MASH, and I'm Hawkeye, so I'm getting a beer now.
I'm
ordering a beer as I log in. Yep, I'll be right
Excellent.
back.
So, Kobani, seeing him order another alcoholic beverage, activates her muse and uses kinesics to see if this guy's for real. What? He's drinking right before a professional call?
That's an excellent point. I'm glad you brought up the muse because I momentarily forgot about them. So, Andrew, you're playing Kobani. What's your muse's name?
My muse's name is Mason.
Mason. This is something I saw somebody else do on a video I was watching today, actually, on YouTube, of somebody running the same adventure. In fact, so don't look it up because you'll spoil it. But I'll link it later on when I get all these done. So your muse is called Mason, and to make it interesting, so that you're not talking to yourself whenever you want to talk to your muse, I'm going to have Heath play your muse. If you want to just tell Heath a little bit about Mason so he knows what kind of personality to role play. What's Mason like?
He's super sarcastic, very, very, very abrasive, but matter of the fact, like he tells it to me harsh, and he likes to make fun of it when he tells it to me.
I don't know if Heath can handle that.
Yeah,
And
talk about a slow pitch, right?
what does he usually present himself to you as? You know, in your mind, your muse is kind of like an internal part of you. In case anybody doesn't know Heath specifically, a muse is it's like your personal kind of info assistant. You know what I mean? It handles a lot of media
Yeah.
stuff for you, etc. So
He actually looks very much like an old school detective, maybe like a Sherlock Holmes type of figure.
that's cool. That's all I need for a visual old school detective. Excellent. Okay, and Heath, your character is Lojek.
Correct.
So I've got that. So what's your muse's name?
Cortana.
Cortana. Dare I ask, what does Cortana look like and what's her personality like?
She's a very voluptuous female, quite attractive. She's kind of, matter of fact to the point, while being at times a bit snarky.
Okay, do you mind playing Heath's muse for us, Roscoe? So whenever Heath is talking to Cortana, you will you'll voice her. Is that okay?
I can handle that.
Cool. And if there's anything like that you don't know what to say, obviously I'll PM you any information that so you know what's found and then you can voice it over. So Roscoe, then your character's name again. Sorry, you have to give it to me one more time because it's not. I don't think it's up here on your aspects. Yeah.
My character's name is FNP vertical bar 33 plus H.
FNP hyphen. What was it? 33
plus H.
33 plus 8. FNP 33 plus 8. Why not just FNP 41? Because that would be too simple. That's fair. What is your muse like, Roscoe?
My muse is closer to an old mechanical intelligence. It is mostly based on vectors and threats and appears mainly as almost a HUD overlay. It doesn't have an actual physical form.
Like a HUD overlay. Okay. And Michael, are you okay with playing that? What's the name of it? I'm sorry, dude.
Threat Assessment Protocol 1.
So, Michael, are you okay with role-playing Threat Assessment Protocol 1 when needed?
Yeah, I just need a quick description one more time.
He said it basically looks like a HUD overlay. Doesn't have any kind of real physical form. That just appears in his mind like an overlay.
Think about how it looks on like the Avengers or Iron Man when you're seeing inside his suit and you see the lines and things drawn around the overlay that he sees over the real
Oh,
world.
I'm sorry, not his description, his mannerisms.
Oh, personality type.
Yeah.
Old school mechanical intelligence, very direct. Thing
Kind of like Hal from
of
Space Odyssey, maybe?
supercomputers and things like that from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. Cool. Is that good for you, Michael?
So how is Hal?
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Hal would be perfect, yes.
I'm sorry,
So-
but I cannot help you with that.
Your character's name is Knuckles. Michael, what's your muse's name?
His name is actually Jeeves, and he acts like Jarvis from the Avengers.
I don't know who that is, but do you know who that is, Sean? Will you be able
Jarvis
to
is the computer inlay
Yes,
that. Yeah,
that's actually the computer AI that
Yeah.
is in the Iron Man suit, and it also is the AI that eventually becomes the Vision. And yes, I will play that because the Vision is really cool.
Cool. I have no idea what the hell you guys are talking about, you bunch of comic geek nerds.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay, so it also appears kind of like an overlay then, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So that one was easy. And then Sean, your character one last time. Your name is Cobra X, right?
Yep, and it's a flex spot. That's my morph. Actually, it's here my separate character sheet.
Yeah, your morph is fine. What about your muse then?
Who is gonna play my muse? That's my question first. That's
Andrew
was
is.
it. Andrew?
Andrew.
Okay, because I was thinking at once. I was thinking about a chick to play the muse. I think Andrew could pull that off. He
Oh
could
yeah.
pull it off, but what I'd like to have Andrew is all I'm gonna say. He is Bob the bartender. Okay, whenever I interact with him, it's like a bar. Okay, like and I give you the rest is up to your interpretation. Because what I did, I started writing the code, and then I let the AI finish the code itself. Because I believe in freedom of choice. The AI of the Muse
Is that its name,
finished the
Bob the bartender?
Bob the bartender. I have inputted all info from like 20th century, like movies and info and media and punk music and all kind of stuff. So it's up to I will give it up to Andrew how he portrays Bob the bartender.
But
Excellent.
it's female with the name Bob.
No, it's not female. That was the original idea that it's female.
Okay, I got you.
It's a male.
Okay.
Because I think you could pull off a female too. I know that, but I think it's funnier if you play Bob the bartender.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. So there we go. So now you've just asked Bob the bartender for another hollow drink inside your own personal symbol space, correct?
Yep.
Cobra?
We're now in Mesh. We are now in the swamp in Mesh, and I'm Hawkeye. So Bob is now sitting there where BJ Honeycutt would sit.
Excellent. And yeah, and so Kobani, you were saying then too, was looking at Cobra X in his bot morph.
Yeah, like Kobani sees him taking a drink right before we're supposed to get on this professional, business-oriented call, and she says to Mason, her muse, "What? Is this for real?" And she's going to look at him with kinesics to see if he's like messing around or if he's like really going to get a little bit hammered.
Well, he's not drinking anything in the actual physical space, correct, Sean?
No, I'm drinking a hollow beer.
It's only a simulation.
Hollow
It's a
calories.
shit. It's a
Originally,
simulator.
though, it wasn't, right?
I'm a synth morph, so I don't think I need to drink, right?
No, you don't require any kind of sustenance.
I don't need the only sustenance I need is electricity, probably.
Yeah, sorry. It was before we talked about the Muse thing, so I thought you were getting
That's okay.
far.
No. I'm in my simulation. I'm basically getting a hollow drink, and I'm simulating at most the effects of the taste and the drunkenness, which I can turn off at any point.
Okay, so what Bob the bartender looks like as he's pouring you his drink. Imagine a man with the build and the gait of Steven Seagal, greasy black hair, a large beer belly. Tied around his head is a bandana that looks like it came right out of the Karate Kid. There's like steam rising behind the bar. He's like sitting there kind of like tilting his head a little bit to the side as he like pours you the drink and he pushes it forward.
And I take it. Thank you very much, Bob. And I take my skull-shaped mug. It's exactly like this, and I then enjoy it. Then
No problem. Groovy, baby.
It's still
great
mine.
simulation. Great simulation, Bob. Well programmed. Well programmed.
What does Cobra X look like in Simmel space?
Since he's a flex spot, right now he's looking like a small. He looks like I don't know. The flex spots are not very tall, right?
Well, no, I mean in Simmel space. You know, it's like.
Oh, in symbol space right now, I change it because one of my hobbies is writing holo programs, similar programs. So right now, in that moment, I looked like Hawkeye from MASH.
Cool.
So I'm sitting down now. Like we're at the bar.
It's a lot to try to remember.
yeah, I know. You know MASH. Come on, everybody knows MASH.
Yep. I remember Hawkeye. Sorry.
Yeah. Not the Avengers Hawkeye, the MASH Hawkeye.
Cool. No problem. That's the Hawkeye I actually know, so I don't know the Avengers Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's having a hollow beer. What's everybody else doing while you have 10 minutes to meet up in this secure Simmel space location?
I'm sitting on a stool, but I'm not actually sitting. I'm kind of squatting because instead of feet, I have two other sets of hands for feet. So
Right?
most of his mannerisms and as he moves around is more hand based than just walking around. If he runs, he's running on all four hands, kind of like that.
Right. That's pretty
So
creepy.
he's just kind of perched up there, and his limbs even seem like they've been modified that they can actually bend in two directions instead of one.
Cool.
Kobani would be speaking with I'm guessing, the disembodied voice of Felix.
Okay, yeah, but, actually, at the moment, he has a little hologram in the middle of your table. His greasy, cheap suit wearing Guido-looking self.
Cool. So she kind of seductively, because Kabani used to be in like a dirty splicer sort of morph, very masculine, like a man's man, and Kobani's really enjoying being a female, especially for what it can get her in these sort of social interactions. So she kind of like seductively takes her nail down on the table and just like very smoothly rakes across the top of it, thinking it's like the same thing as touching Felix. And she goes, "So Felix, how have you been?"
Ah, well, it's pretty busy, being in a bar and all that. But yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
She
And
does
then,
one of those. She does like a loop thing, like tracing around a nipple or something on one of the nubs on the table, and she says, "So, have you heard any news about the factors?"
the factors, nah, nothing about the factors. But did you hear about the firefight went down about a week ago?
No, what happened?
Two gangs went at it, just not too far from here. Fortunately, we avoided any collateral damage down on this end. But yeah, it was between the Nine Lives and the oh shit, I forgot the name of the group. And the IDs, their ID something. I can't remember the name. I'll figure it out in a minute. But yeah, they don't know exactly what happened. There were several people involved, and yeah, a couple of Nine Lives guys got killed. The ID crew, that's what it was.
Hmm. Did anybody end up getting spaced over it?
Oh yeah, like I said, a couple of the Nine Lives guys bit the dust before the others got away. Don't really
Hmm.
know what it was all about. The whole thing's being kept hush hush. Just know big firefight, a couple guys got killed. Actually, if you look across the bar over there, you see those couple of guys sitting over there in the corner looking real shady. One of them
Oh
there
yeah,
with the mohawk, the other one with the skinhead.
yeah, I see him.
Yeah, yeah, they're ID crew members. Rumor has it seems that they were probably involved in that firefight, but the local authorities didn't have anything to really hold them on. So you know, money
Interesting.
talks around here. So apparently
Interesting.
the ID crew had more money for the security purposes than the Nine Lives, since nobody's been arrested over it.
Hmm.
What are those two actually doing right now? Are they just conversing with each other or actually
Yeah,
staring
they're
at
just
us?
sitting there drinking, looking around, kind of.
Okay.
They just look like trouble, you know. Um, they have kind of almost punk-like looks to themselves. The one guy's got a big white Liberty Spike mohawk kind of going on, and the other guy's got a shaved head, but he's got tattoos on his head as well. And
My character approves.
Well, thanks, Felix. I owe you one. And she like
yeah,
taps the table.
hey, you got it, Kobani. If I hear anything about those about the founders, I'll be sure to let you know.
Ah, I'm always willing to pay for good information. And she's gonna get up now. A woman with some purpose here. She thinks she's found a possible lead to get some kind of contraband or some kind of illicit goods. So she's going to slowly make her way over to the table with the two men.
Okay,
Of course
go
she
on.
is.
Sauntering on over.
There's some sway in those hips.
Hmm.
While Kobani's kind of making a scene of herself, I'm going to let myself disperse through about a 10 by 10 meter cube, which is about the limits of my dispersal. Not in anyone's personal space, but just listening and seeing what conversations are going on. Basically eavesdropping, but not hot.
Okay, no problem.
Just a quick question, Lobster. Sorry, what was the name
Roscoe,
again?
yeah.
What? Roscoe. Yeah, sorry. Roscoe. Apologies. What's your character name again? Just check here.
Character's name is
I actually put it up on my overlay. It's at the top there.
Oh
FMP
yeah,
You'll probably know
33
me as
plus.
Philip.
Philip. Okay. So if we have known us, you're. Since I'm also a big like supporter of AI freedom and independence. Like your character is always invited to my Holo programs and stuff. So
I'll show up there. I probably tend to spend as much time in the Matrix as in the real world, even with
yeah,
a
yeah,
synth.
yeah. Well, I'm actually I'm more of a hacker, so I prefer being in the Matrix. But I just have a physical body, so I can do more chaos, so to speak.
Oh, you're completely missing out, Cobra. You are missing out on all the aspects of life. Anything that you could possibly do to your body is only an uplifting experience.
You mundanes don't get it. You don't get it. I mean, you have a different viewpoint, but it's like you don't get it. It's too boring, man.
It's
It's
not a
not the
different
freedom of
viewpoint, it's a different
it's not the
way of
not the
life.
freedom of anarchy. And then I start browsing in my Holo suite. I start browsing my music, and I turn on some Ramones, Beat on the Brat. That's what I'm doing now.
Excellent. And what about LoJack? We haven't heard anything about LoJack yet.
Yeah, I'm just sitting at the bar, kind of nonchalantly, sipping on my drink. The medicines make sure that, I can't get intoxicated at all, but for the most part, just kind of blending in. He looks a bit fidgety, or I look a bit fidgety um, from time to time, almost as if I'm always looking over my shoulder, expecting at any moment kind of someone or something to come bursting in the door. And every few minutes, I kind of tap into the mesh or whatever, or call up Cortana just to check the time, almost counting the seconds to when I need to get to the predetermined location.
Okay. Yeah, you still have probably 6 minutes before you have to be there. You see Kobani walking over to the table with a couple of those couple of gangers sitting there, and they're looking at her now. They see her coming, and they're watching her walk over.
So I'm gonna say to Mason over my mesh, uh, Mason, I need you to keep an eye on these guys.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Damn, I got my eye on these bumpkins.
They're slimy. They're gonna be telling a lot of lies. I need you to betray their body language. Tell me what they really mean.
Right.
Yeah, I figure I can do that.
Actually, you can go ahead right now and start, Heath, by rolling. What's Mason's? Was it kinesics?
Yup, it's the fair, so the +2.
So go ahead and make a fate roll there with a +2.
All right, so we just got a 1.
Yeah, I mean, right now they just look kind of. As she's walking over, they look kind of nervous to some extent. Just they're trying to play it cool, but you can see one of them has his hand under the table, and looks like he's probably holding a weapon.
I'm gonna tell you right now, these guys are sharper, savvy.
Okay, I'll be careful. You see her swing around one of the chairs at this table, and she performs what we have lovingly come to know as the Riker. And she jumps down on it and places her hands on the
Nice.
back of the chair,
Nice.
her chin touching her arms as she kind of rocks back and forth and looks at him. So, I hear there might be some big opportunities coming to Extropia.
Big opportunities. It's the guy with the shaved head. What are you talking about? What's your game, lady? What do you want?
She just turns and shifts her eyes, looking around the room as if to say she doesn't quite trust all the company that she's been keeping. Well, it's just word on the street is there's been a lot of faction wars going on. Everything seems to be coming to a boiling point. And a simple drifter like me, just out for profits, kind of wondering, where does the person from the outside fit into this? How could a guy like me, a gal like me, make some quick money? She starts rocking.
They look at you. Go ahead and let's see. You got any kind of a social skill in there, or something to try to win their trust, or if it goes poorly, the exact opposite.
My best would be cover, which lets me like put on basically a facade to act like something I'm not. So I'd be trying to act like a criminal.
Sounds good. You can roll that.
Okay.
By the way, how many fate points do you have?
3.
Cool.
All right, here we go.
We're gonna find out real quick.
Ooh, that's good. 7.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, very convincing. So the guy with the mohawk says, "Yeah, you look like you know how to handle yourself, lady." He says, "The ghost morph, huh? What are you, some kind of bounty hunter, assassin, thief?"
The morph I'm into is actually the former morph of a famous bounty hunter named Zartang.
Nice.
So I'll be like, I've been around. And she raises an eyebrow, implying some kind of scummy double entendre.
He leans across the table, and you see his hand comes out from under the table, because he's the one that had his hand under the table for it. He does have a pistol in his hand. And he kind of sets it down on the table and leans across. He's not pointing it at you. He leans across towards you and he says, "Well, hey, listen. If you get an opportunity," he says, there's a turncoat from our crew. His name's Omri Melek. You find him, so good bounty out on his head. Dead or alive, preferably dead."
Dead is my specialty. What does this Omri Melek look like? What's he morphing?
Well, last time we saw him, he was in one of these, and he's gesturing at their own kind of, what would the morph be called? It's, shit, I can't remember the name of the damn.
Describe it to me, Ian.
What's the one that the scum use a lot? It's, they get the tattoos and all that stuff. They're kind of like modified biomorphs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, say...
He'd have tattoos as well. Lots of blue and white going on.
So easy when they mark themselves like that. A little creepy rock. So let's say I take out this problem. Who do I notify? How do I get my payment?
Well, if you take out this problem, you just look for anybody in our crew. We all wear the same colors. We're easy to find.
Okay. Well,
there's a good amount of credits out for this guy, and there'd be a lot of rep in it for you, too.
Well, building a reputation is valuable. Tell you what, I see this guy. She holds up her hand and slowly raises it over the table and points at him, like narrowing one eye, like she's aiming down the iron sight.
And of course, bring back the cortical stacks. Cortical stacks get a lot of money too, so. And you would know by the way, that the ID crew and the Nine Lives, the two rival gangs that operate around here in the belt, they both specialize in stolen morphs. Basically, they call it. I think they call it soul trading or something like that. Not morphs. Sorry, egos. So a lot of times it'd be a simple thing like fork napping. So if somebody's ego casting or resleeving, things like that, they'll hack in, or they'll have maybe hijacked machines so they can just steal copies of that person's ego, and then they basically they make more copies, more forks out of them, and then they sell them basically as kind of ego slaves.
Okay, I gotcha. So it's pretty scummy stuff. I'll rise, swinging around my chair in a single motion and push it in. Say, be seeing you soon, boys. And as I turn to walk away, I say to Mason, so tell me, Mason, what do you think? Was that on the level? Should we take out this Omri Melik?
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed pretty easy to get them punks to sing, don't you think?
You want to roll another kinesics check there, Mason?
Roll another check. You're asking me, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
since you succeeded with style on the first check, I actually should have given you like an aspect that you could have invoked. So I'll give you that invoke now. Say that you've got them marked, basically. You've got them figured out straight away. So you get a +2 to your roll for that as well. It's been a long time since I ran Fate. I almost forgot how it works.
All right, so that's +6, fantastic.
Yeah, they were definitely on the level. This guy, Ree, they're really pissed at him. He's some kind of traitor, and yeah, they definitely want him bad.
See, it seemed like they were honest enough folk, if you can call them kind of folk honest. I don't know, though. I'd watch my back, Dave. You never know. They might try to tighten the screws on you at any minute.
Well, I'll tell you this. Sometimes in these situations, it's best to check out the opposing offer. And she walks back to the bar, thinking about asking Omri what he'll pay to turncoat on the turncoat.
Yeah, and it's just about time now for you guys to make your Simul Space meeting.
You got Moxie.
Anything anybody else wanted to be doing just for the few minutes, the 5 minutes, whatever, while she was having that conversation with the ID crew guys? You were listening in, obviously, Philip.
Yeah, I in my bit of what I hope is subtle paranoia, kind of looking around. Does it seem to me that anything is kind of out of the ordinary, some of the people, because as far as Max Thunder's concerned, there's brass around every corner. He's a wanted man.
Yeah, well, like everything here on Extropia, and yeah, everything is subject to money. If you want policing, you got to pay for it. If you want, somebody to be charged for a crime, somebody steals something from you, you're gonna have to pay for not only the police to go out and arrest that person, you're also gonna have to pay the judge to hear the trial, etc. So,
well, I mean,
for the most part, your biggest concern is there anybody here that's willing to pay money to have you brought down? But you don't see any of the representatives from the particular corporation that you stole this lovely morph from at the moment, which is good.
Yeah.
But you're always looking out for them, because a lot of hypercorps come here to Extropia because the rules are easily broken and easily bent. Really, that's what's broken is bought. Yeah. So you're kind of worried. You haven't seen anybody yet.
So yeah, it's feeling there's like a very light almost sigh of relief that comes out after spending 5 minutes thoroughly scanning the area. Everything seems to be going well. No one's approaching me, and at this point, the time to meet's coming up. So I stand up, sliding the stool out, and I'll turn and throw kind of a nod at my companions, and I'm going to move to exit the building and make my way down to where we were supposed to meet these people at.
Your meeting is in Simul space, so you can go anywhere. It's
okay.
And I actually call over to Max and I go, "Why so paranoid, man?"
Hey, buddy, I figure if I wanted you to know, I'd tell you.
Well, obviously, we're on the same side, and if I wanted to take you apart, I could. So,
well, you're welcome to try.
Why so paranoid, man?
Since it doesn't seem like you heard me the first time, I'll enunciate. If I wanted you to know, I'd tell you.
Well, it's always good to have somebody on your side than somebody behind your side.
Yeah, I'll worry about that when the time comes.
I'm sure you will.
Excellent.
Kobani loves a good dick measuring contest. So as she's like leaning against the bar, she's going to say over to Jack, "I don't know, Jack. Are you going to take that from him?"
While they are measuring their weird fleshy appendages, we are connecting the names of the gang and the target, seeing whose fortunes are on the rise, and who can pay the most.
Oh, so you're doing a little bit of information, a little research. Let's see, what would be the appropriate skill for doing a little quick research?
I believe it would be investigate.
Investigate? Is that the one in this version?
But he could do it through his muse, and he would be able to investigate history on the internet, essentially doing a Google or a encrypted search.
Yep, and looking at all the firewall information, etc. So yeah, go ahead and do an investigate roll for me there.
Are you?
Philip?
You just say you're doing a Google search?
You could. I mean, the equivalent to that in Mesh.
By the way, Philip, sorry, just while I have you there real quick, do you know how the fate system works?
Basically, I know the pluses and minuses, and
Okay.
add your skill to whatever you roll. Pluses are +1, minuses -1. Blanks
How
are
many
nothing.
fate points do you have? What's your refresh score? You have 3? Okay. So those are fate points that you can spend on things if you want. And you can spend them after rolls. You don't have to spend them before you roll. But like if you make a roll and then you want to add a +2, you can tag one of your aspects using a fate point that applies to that roll that you made to give you a bonus. Also, you can use those fate points to re-roll any roll. So if you make a roll and you're like, Jesus, I rolled 4 minuses, I want to re-roll that roll, you can spend a fate point to re-roll that roll immediately. And occasionally other aspects will come into play for scenarios, for scenes, etc. You can also tag those aspects usually with a fate point if you want to, or sometimes they come with what's called free invokes as well, which you can just use for free without having to spend any fate points. You would have started off, Sean, I see your questions in the chat, you would have started off with 6 refresh, and you had to spend a couple when we were doing character creation.
You had to spend at least 2.
Depends on what your refresh is.
Right. Okay, I remember now. Sorry. Apologies.
Okay. Cool. While we're talking about this, sorry, you said you had 3 there, Roscoe, for Philip. How many fate points does LoJack have, Heath? 2, wasn't it?
2.
2. Okay, 3 for Philip. Knuckles has how many, Mike?
3.
3. And what about Cobra X, Sean? How many fate points does he have?
Cobra X is 4. I just checked it. That's why I have my character sheet here.
Nice.
I used up 1 refresh.
That's why I keep track of it all. Okay, cool. So.
Yeah, that's why I also wrote it down for later. So because I usually forget shit if I don't write it down.
No problem. Roscoe, you can go ahead then anyway and make your investigate roll if you like.
Did you want him to do it, or did you want me as his muse?
Oh, sorry. Is he having his muse do it for him? Then yeah, then you can roll for him, Michael, for threat assessment protocol 1. If your
Right
muse
there.
is doing it.
Um, does
My
he have
investigate's
a
+4, so
+4?
Oh yeah, it probably makes sense for him just to do it himself then.
Okay.
yeah. I already rolled. I got a +3.
You got a +3 total? Okay, yep, that's
Yep.
good. I'll tell you what you got from that. So what you found, um, definitely you found this guy Omri was a member of the ID crew. In fact, technically speaking, as far as the most recent information you can find on him, he is a member of the ID crew. However, you also see he was linked to, he's one of the suspects in that firefight, which nobody's being really pursued over anyway, that happened a week ago. And his current location is said to be Legba, which is another asteroid with a very large habitat on it that is basically a headquarters for the Nine Lives, rivals to the ID crew. Okay,
Got it. So he defected.
so it would seem. They did say he was a traitor. Okay, so everybody go into the meeting in simul space?
Indeed.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you have to
So-
use
Oh
your
yeah.
you have to use your specific access codes, which your server is giving you, for firewall access.
I changed my hollow image to a stereotypical 80s, late 70s, early 80s punk.
Okay, no problem.
I actually have to enter my code like 3 times because I've changed it so much I forget the password.
Okay, and
I like
what's your simul space form that you're taking, Kobani?
It
You
would
can look
be
like whatever you want, basically.
it would be my uplifted ape form, the one on the right of my overlay.
Okay, cool. Because that's your natural. You were an uplifted. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I looked like before the fall.
Great. And FNP, what form does he want to take in simul space?
In simul space, I look like a constantly altering algorithm.
Nice. And how about Knuckles?
He'd probably be a transparent, gridded over humanoid shape because he's not too keen on being on the mesh as much as being physically in person.
Okay. And yeah, and we've already got Cobra sets, everybody. Cool. Oh no, what about LoJack? What's he look like in simul space?
Just a fairly average guy, I suppose, with the only exception being that he has no apparent features on his face. It's like faceless, like the Question, if anyone's familiar with DC Comics.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yep. The inspiration to Rorschach.
So once you get into the secure location, you find yourself, it looks like a seaside cliff on the Mediterranean Sea on Earth. A man floats up from the edge, dressed in a toga. And he's got short, very, very short white hair with the kind of bald spot on top, so he's just got the hair going around the sides and back of his head. And he doesn't have the proper, kind of beard going on. He actually has some kind of a weird little, like, Van Dyke, that he's wearing as well. Spoils the toga look a little bit, but what can you do? People like to indulge themselves in simul space. And he says, "Good evening. Thank you for coming." He says, "We have an issue on Legba we're going to need you to look into. It's involving the Nine Lives crew. The Nine Lives seem to have acquired some kind of new psychosurgery technology. Something so fast and effective it rivals the exsurgent virus in its ability to alter personalities and motivations of the victims. As you know, the Nine Lives crew are famous for hijacking, kidnapping, etc., various egos and forks. We want you to go to Legba. We want you to find and debrief one of our agents, Amaro Timoti. Amaru is an infiltrator on Legba. She's there just in case any firewall agents happen to be fork napped or, ego napped, etc. She's there to try to retrieve any egos or forks that may compromise firewall's position. And if they cannot be retrieved, then her mission is to delete them. While you're there, we want you to investigate what has the Nine Lives behaving so strangely. There's apparently a lot of people gathering over on Legba. So we want to know what's going on over there. And we want to know what this technology is that allows them to perform these psychosurgeries so efficiently and so quickly. You can report in on a QE-com, which will be provided in your shuttle. You'll have to eliminate any existential threats that you discover while you're there. We can't risk the Nine Lives distribution network becoming a carrier of any kind of a digital exsurgent strain. So if you find anything of that sort, you need to take it out, neutralize it immediately. Whatever it is that the gang's got its hands on, more than likely, it's in our best interest for you to stop it. I've arranged a cover story for you to get to Legba without risking your own egos in a farcast. Obviously, if you were to simply farcast to Legba, to a resleeving clinic, well, what happens if you deliberately farcast to a resleeving clinic on a habitat which is controlled by fork nappers and ego slavers? Exactly. So you'll be taking a shuttle which we've acquired for you. It's secondhand. It's called the Dasmos. It has a series of Aspis identification codes. Aspis is another habitat. I can't remember exactly where it's located, but I'll tell you later. Nine Lives have been known to pirate any ship fool enough to dock at Legba, but you'll be going, the Dasmos itself is a second-hand Ultimates shuttle. So hopefully they will take you for being Ultimates, and their fear of the Ultimates will keep thugs at bay. The Ultimates, just so you guys know, are they're a group of people, I guess, that they thrive for the perfection of ego and morph. They're like super soldier, super mercenary types, The Aspis shuttle, which you'll be taking, also will allow the real ultimate mercenaries that we have hired to provide extraction to locate you. Once all threats are eliminated, the rescue squad can request to dock and tow your shuttle away. You just have to make sure that everyone leaves with their stacks. If at any point in time any of your egos or cortical stacks are taken by the Nine Lives, if you cannot rescue that ego or stack, then you have to eliminate it, delete it, whatever is required. Firewall must not be compromised. The bad news is that purchasing the shuttle, the codes, and the ultimate pickup crew has pretty much tapped all of our operational funds. You're going to have to equip yourselves with any other appropriate morphs or equipment you need before you leave. Your shuttle will be leaving from bay number 32 in approximately 10 hours. Do you have any questions?
How much credit do we have on file to purchase morphs and/or equipment?
It's kind of dependent upon each of your individuals. We'll worry about that stuff with roles. But yeah, you won't want to nanofabricate anything on Legba.
Well, I meant
It's not extremely expensive, so you'll want to do it here before you go.
I meant in character from Firewall's account.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, none. Only your own funds. We
Ah,
spent we
so
spent we spent all of our operational funds on the shuttles, the extraction, and the codes required.
of course I shouldn't have expected anything less.
Your firewall agents. We trust you to be resourceful, to be creative, to be discreet. And when he says that, he looks at LoJack and he repeats, discreet.
Like a fart in the wind, baby.
Just not to find our own ride.
Very well. If there's no other questions, then you have 10 hours to prepare yourselves. Report to Shuttle Bay 32, where you will catch your shuttle, the Dasmos. It'll take you, let's say 10 hours from now before you leave. No, that's maybe not quite correct. I apologize. Sorry, your shuttle leaves in 8 hours. 10 hours is the amount of time it will take you to get there. Apologies. So you have 8 hours to prepare. And at that point, he just kind of floats back over the edge of the cliff and drops down out of sight. Anybody? You guys all stand there just admiring the military
I
achievements.
suppose I'll
It's a
go
good
back
view.
into my body or whatever, or like
Okay.
leave the mesh.
So you jack out of simple space basically and back into your.
Yeah.
I don't check out. I just go back to the bar. Fucking Bob the
You stay in single
bartender.
space. So your body's just sitting there at the table.
Yeah, whatever. I'm mostly like
Or-
anyway checked in.
Cool.
I look at Philip. I'm like, hey, you want to join? Got some hollow shit here.
Yeah, I'll
Got
join.
some weird ass AI programs that were written by AIs. Some really trippy shit, man. Some what is it? Fractal shit. You know what I'm talking about? It's like AI drugs, right, Bob? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what
I
you're
do
talking about.
appreciate the
I'm just imagining Steven Seagal with a fucking headband saying, "I know what you're talking about." Then on the side, just breaking necks just for fun.
Yeah, he even gives you. I know what you're talking about. It's actually the bar's like a sushi bar, right? Or like maybe more like a Japanese steakhouse. So he's like flipping some shrimp he's grilling too.
I love it. Perfect. Awesome. I love it.
Oh, I definitely
Okay.
jack out, and I'm pretty pissed off. I'm just shaking my head as I walk back over to the bar.
Okay.
Kobani is going to say to Knuckles, I'm going to Docking Bay 32 and I'm going to check this ship out. I'm going to see how believable it is. I have my doubts.
Okay.
As you should.
So when should I expect the rest of you?
Oh no, I'll definitely join you. I'm just definitely not surprised about Firewall's actions, always asking me to pull shit out of my own pocket, paying me minimum wage. If it wasn't for my checkered past, I wouldn't even be spending any time on these assholes.
Sadly, I have grown used to this treatment. Having an uplifted ego, it's made me appear very disposable.
It would be just nice to have a situation or a mission just for once that I don't have to pull shit out of my own pocket and these guys can actually afford to handle everything. Unfortunately, it's not that kind of party.
Well,
That being said, I was thinking about raising some operational funds for our little venture.
Okay. What did you have in mind there, Philip?
The target on Legba for your little assassination might be willing to pay to know who's coming after him.
So Kabani looks legitimately surprised. Oh, you heard that, didn't you? You were a sneaky one.
Target on Legba. Who are you talking about?
You know me, I hear everything.
Genie's
Care to
out of the
share with the group?
bottle. Okay. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. I was talking to some of the thugs over there, and
Mhm.
using my feminine wilds, and she kind of rocks her head a bit, gives like a duck face.
He heads over to Kobani so she doesn't have to speak as loud.
Yes, yes, come close. Using my
I,
feminine
I,
wilds.
I like move in too. Are we still in like the digital space? Sorry.
No,
No,
they're
We're jacked out.
Okay. So okay, I move in into the like into in a small robotic spider form, and I listen to.
you know,
Oh, I love the fucking Hawkeye image.
Yep, yep. And whatever image you see,
That's
that's my
awesome.
hollow image at the moment. And if I have a ability to like show the hollow image in the real world, then I will try to do that. But
so
That's
it's
awesome.
we got like the huddle going, and you guys
Yeah.
know that '70s show how they do the spinning camera in the middle, where it
Yes.
goes from
yep,
like
yep.
person. That's what the camera's doing while
It's
we're
just
having
like
this
that.
little talk. So it zooms in on me. Okay, here's the deal. They gave me a target, Omri Maylock. It's one of the turncoats that was involved in that scuffle everyone's talking about around here.
Hey, Ian,
They,
can I make a roll since he's scum to see if I actually know of him?
oh, he's not scum. He's ID crew.
Oh, I thought you said he had an appearance of a scum morph.
Sorry, yeah, it was just the type of morph. I wish I could remember what it's called. I actually forgot to look that up in the end. But oh, what were those morphs called? Because scum are an actual faction.
Yeah, but scum basically modify most other types of morphs, but they put their own
Oh, what the hell? You know
graffiti
what?
on
Fuck
them.
it. Good idea. Let's make him a scum. Why not? Doesn't matter. So,
Okay.
what kind of roll do you want to make? Do you have some kind of
I have
ability you want to use?
Civ credit, so I can check if I've actually even heard of him.
Splicer morph. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. Okay. Splicer morph was the one I was trying to think of earlier. Um,
Oh, I'm
Civ credit,
sorry,
Jay.
Civ rep.
Civ rep. That's for Civ rep. I'm just trying to remember what kind of rep it is. Scum rep is the one you'd be looking for. But I don't know if they have scum rep in this game. I could have just a quick
They didn't
double
actually
check.
have a scum rep. I picked Civ because it was basically my contacts, allies, and favors owed.
Sure,
yeah,
go for it. Yeah, it's networking. Got it. Go for it. Make a
Okay.
roll.
I have that at a +2.
Okay. So you just go ahead on the fate roller and click the +2 on the dice roller.
Yep. So I got a +3 out of that.
A total of +3?
Yep.
Okay. So you're just trying to find out information about this Omri guy, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Give you 2 seconds to find out. So yeah, he was a member of the Scum what's the word I'm looking for? Social group anyway. Basically space gypsies.
Mm-hmm.
He joined the ID crew because he had a bit of a criminal reputation. Got involved with the ID crew with basically just kind of he's straight up kind of a murderer almost type. He would go out and fucking kill people, just tear out their stacks and fucking steal their egos that way. Not a particularly nice guy. Um, he joined the ID crew, started working with them out here on Extropia, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much what you know about him.
All right. So I basically relay that to the group, and I say at the very end, you might want to stay out of arm's reach.
Um, is there any way, out of character, is there any way that we can find anything where we could, any kind of info where we could basically I call that blackmail him. Not really,
Actually,
or
I'll tell you something more there while I'm at it, Knuckles. You do find out also, sorry, there's rumors. Okay, he was apparently a lieutenant for the ID crew. You also come across rumors that he's had a contract put out on his cortical stack. Um, if you kind of correlate the data, you'll find out that that hit basically came down the same night that the gang kind of violence erupted between the ID crew and the Nine Lives here in the slums on Extropia. You would kind of say, okay, if they've put a hit out on one of their own people the same night that they had a firefight with their biggest rivals, basically you're putting two and two together, also finding out that he's obviously kind of a turncoat. He's working with the other side. If he's gone to Legba, you think he must probably be desperate to put himself, it's one thing to turn over to the other gang, but he's basically put himself on a habitat on an asteroid with a regular population of 8,000 rival gang members, essentially.
So basically, I explain all that, and I tell them if we're able to incapacitate him, I should be able to remove his cortical stack without any damage, and then we would be able to collect the bounty on that.
that sounds like a good idea.
We should speak to him first, though. Maybe he can offer us something more lucrative.
Well, we can also sell him false information about who's coming for him, implanted with a virus that will give us his location.
I think me and Philip should be doing the implanting virus. That sounds interesting. It sounds like some anarchy shit we should be doing.
You guys find out where he is, and me and Jack will take him out.
Well, so far, everybody, it seems that he's on Legba, which is where you're meant to be going.
Yeah, but Legba has 8,000 people, and I assume at least a large habitat, as you mentioned. I want to track him down, pinpoint him.
Well, what we could do, since I'm pretty sure he's probably heard of me and my talents, we can go to Legba and set up some type of sting trap and have him come and find me, because I'm sure if he's a turncoat, he's going to want to eventually switch out his morph as it is in order to continue hiding.
That's a good idea. I'll infiltrate. Go under guys, I'll set it up. Get him to meet us.
Yeah, you're good at this infiltrating shit, Kobani.
No problem.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to look into here?
No, I just say whenever there's a need for hacking, I'll be on it.
I think for anybody who does not have a backup morph, just in case if something does happen, we should try to pick up at least 2.
I'm sorry, 2 which? Say that again.
I said since not everybody has an extra morph in case something happens
Right. Morphs,
to
okay.
them, we should try to purchase 2 cheaper ones just in case if anything happens, so we'll be able to plug that person in, and at the very least they'll be able to move around until we can extract ourselves out of there.
That's fair. Yeah, that's not a bad thought. Are you planning to just take them along with you in the shuttle?
Yeah.
Okay. Who does have 2 morphs? Kobani has 2 morphs.
The problem with that, though, is if we're posing as ultimates, we better get some nice morphs, because we don't want them checking the ship and seeing this crap.
Oh, of course, but we can also keep them in storage. Or coincidentally pick 2 morphs that are small enough to hide.
The practicality of taking morphs with us just doesn't seem to be there. I mean, how long do we plan on being there for?
We don't know, but if something does end up happening to you, I'll end up carrying your cortical stack in my pocket for God knows how long.
I think you're thinking like we're gonna fail. I think we're gonna do well. We just have to get in, get out, and be
I'm
done.
just trying to be prepared just in case. I've been on several missions that I've had to redo several times because shit has gone wrong.
Okay.
Maybe if you were good at your job, you wouldn't have to try one once.
It's not about my job, it's about everybody's job.
This is coming out of our pockets too.
I'm not willing to pay for another morph. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be fine.
Here's the thing, right?
I don't have
For
to
the
get.
Ultimates, what you know about the Ultimates, right? They're, and I'm just going to read this straight off the Eclipse Phase wiki, but they're a controversial movement that embraces a philosophy of human perfection. Described often as being immoral or even fascist, they're typically viewed as elitists. Um, they're a driving force behind the development of remade biomorph design. They advocate the use of applied eugenics, strict physical and psychological training, and asceticism in order to improve their overall mental and physical stamina and environmental adaptability. So you have one guy with you right now who definitely could pose as an ultimate, and that's LoJack in his stolen, like, supreme biomorph. Kobani in your ghost morph. Ghost morph is a biomorph. It's not a pod, isn't it? It's a ghost.
Nope, it's a bio.
So you could probably pass as an ultimate. Roscoe, forget about it. No offense, but yeah, you've got two morphs, neither of which are biomorphs. Michael,
I'm in a bouncer.
you're in a bouncer morph,
Yes.
which is also a biomorph, right?
Yes.
You could potentially pose as an ultimate. And Sean, yeah, you're in the robot morph. You don't have another morph, do you?
No, I haven't bought another
You
morph.
have Flexibot, yeah.
I would have to get a biomorph.
So definitely, yeah. For sorry, for Cobra and for Philip, those two would not be able to pose as ultimates. But the other three of you might be able to pull it off. It'd be a little bit harder, maybe, for the bouncer morph, just because it's not really a preferred morph usually for the ultimates. But I mean, LoJack, he looks like an ultimate already, and yeah, Kobani, I'm pretty sure could pull it off too. She's a specialist in infiltration as well, so I imagine she can probably pull it off pretty easily. Just to give you an assessment of what you know about the ultimates and if that's the route you want to take.
On the other hand,
that was just Piros' suggestion, so you could go a different route if you want.
Well, the thing is, I don't need necessarily to go in because my thing is that as soon as I find a terminal, so I can hack in into the system and then support the group with, I don't know, unlocking doors and shit and disabling security measures.
Security channels and
I can make my body is small. I can walk around in the shadows as a small spider figure or a small snake or some robot snake and just get out of the view of them. Basically, as soon as I find a proper terminal, I can log in. So for me, and also Philip, I think Philip can also join me, and we can together fuck around in cyberspace because that's what we like to do. Yeah, like I'm looking. So, yeah. I'm looking at fucking Max Thunder here. Max is gonna bring the thunder in the physical world, but for me, I'm gonna bring the thunder in the fucking cyberspace. So.
Can you shape your body into specific shapes, or is it only like cubes and orbs and?
I can shape it in different shapes. Right now, I'm a small robot spider.
Because if I can put you into a backpack.
Oh yeah, you can put me in a backpack. What shape you want me to be?
Yeah. Well, just something that could fit into a backpack, and then when we get to a terminal, you can jump out. And,
out of character, out of character. I'm gonna shape. If I'm allowed, I'm gonna shape shift to the smallest possible cubicle form I can be, like a small cube.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay.
Okay, so I basically my spider form transforms and compacts to a small cube, and I say, "Is this small enough for you?"
It should be.
Okay, and put me in the backpack, and I'm gonna be going around in the tech area. I think Philip here can also assist me. Me and Philip, we can do the tech infiltration part.
Right. So essentially, the way I'm looking at it here, Cobra is going to be C-3PO, Philip's going to be
Pretty much.
R2-D2, and the other three guys, we're just going to know who's Han Solo, who's Luke Skywalker, and who's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
What about Chewbacca?
I think Heath Carrister is the closest thing to Chewbacca because he's going to be bringing the pain to the people.
Yes.
So.
Don't fucking typecast me.
What about Philip?
Hey, dude, I like Chewbacca. What's your problem with Chewbacca, man?
Is Philip going to go along again in the nano swarm morph, or will Philip kind of go into infomorph mode?
Well, I was actually about to check on that. If I coat LoJack's clothing with myself, it adds about 40 pounds. And how obvious is it?
It essentially look like some kind of an armored mesh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't you be Philip? Hey, I mean Roscoe. Couldn't your character be traveling on my character in like nano form?
Yes.
We could be like the combined power. Let our powers combine,
So I
like
can put-
Voltron style.
So you're
Bolt in
fucking
the backpack then.
Voltron.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna be the fucking. We're gonna go Voltron down on the fucking
The thing
cyberspace.
is, his like we said, his nano swarmanoid form does weigh about 40 pounds. It's a lot of nanos. So it'd be pretty big and heavy in that backpack.
I mean, I can carry that.
Whereas
I'm pretty tough.
if he goes on as LoJack's armor, then you guys could be in multiple places at one time. You don't have all of your eggs in one basket.
All right.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Then we could have like double cyberspace because I think LoJack has no problem wearing 20 pounds on his armor.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, I say let's do it that way. I'm gonna travel in the backpack from Michael's character here. Well, what's your character again? Shit, forgot. I'll write this shit
Knuckles.
down. Knuckles, right? Knuckles, right here. Okay. So I'm gonna travel here on our kidna named friend here, the backpack, and we gonna do this shit. And fucking.
When I get to an area, I'll basically pull the bomb on the subway trick, and if I find a terminal, I'll just drop the backpack off in front of it and continue walking.
That's a good idea, yeah. I agree. Because we need you guys to do the physical entry shit, because it's shit that me and Philip can't do. And we can give you support and info.
So you be in a backpack, you be on me, and then we'll go.
And we should be good.
Yep, and we have then we have our bases covered, I think.
Yeah.
We got Kobani, swing her, whatever, gender neutral, female shaped behind to distract people here.
I believe it's called Feminine Wiles.
do the monkey business, if I may say.
Kabani's looking pretty curvy, like leaning over the side of the bar.
Coco will shake.
It's called Feminine Wilds.
Coco will shake her, saying she will do the monkey business here, distract people.
Okay.
Kobani's gonna slam her hand down on the counter. Monkey, what?
I start. If I can play, I have a little. If I can play music, I will play. Coco Jumbo, round the jumbo. That's just some 90s shitty song. So, yep.
Well,
The more you speak, Cobra, the more I wonder what the inside of your body looks like.
No, leave him alone. Let's just get this over with.
You kind of hear, you hear a familiar voice, Kobani, and says, don't worry about this fucking pea brain. He ain't what Bowman comes with.
Yeah, you're probably right, Mason.
Oh, Kobani, come on. Just kidding here.
She just kind of cascades her fingers dismissively. Whatever.
I don't
So
know.
I
You didn't
really-
have that much attitude when you had your male morph. I remember those times when you were your old monkey morph. You were a much funnier guy. Person.
She turns her head and says, "If you'd have said that to my splicer morph, you'd already be dead."
Yeah, but I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't.
He's a thick one, isn't he?
I started like crawling back like a defensive spider.
Who's measuring cocks now, huh?
I'm lifting
to,
up. I'm lifting up my two front legs like a spider under distress.
To Mason, I say, "Yeah, if he wasn't as good of a hacker as he is, I'd get rid of him right now."
Yeah, you know, things are subject to change all the time, eh?
Just keep an eye on him for me.
Hey. I'm gonna be saving your ass like I did back in the day. Don't be so sensitive, man. Don't get your panties in a bunch.
All this is being said to Mason too, so you wouldn't hear it.
Okay.
She just looks disenchanted with the whole situation.
Aw. Here's the song that I'm blasting. Which I did blast and messed up.
So,
Okay. So you were going to head, I think, to the shuttle station.
Yes.
Kobani was going to go there, and
I'll
and
And I
Knuckles.
would be joining her. Yeah.
where exactly is it that we might pick up some extra, gear or whatnot? I might do a quick run to grab
Does
some
anybody
stuff.
have a nanofabricator?
Well, I have an idea.
Does anybody have a nanofabricator?
I do not.
I thought somebody took a nanofab.
Not that I'm aware of.
Maybe I'm mistaken. I thought somebody took that gear stunt.
They don't got like a Walmart?
No.
Welcome to Walmart. Get your shit. Get out.
Yeah.
So you can get to a nanofab, but it's not going to be cheap.
Well, that's fine.
What's your idea? What do you
Well,
want?
since I have this nano machine swarm, on me, perhaps having him, find his way into this nano fabricator and just doing what I tell it to do. Picking up what I'm putting down.
I got you.
What?
I got
So
you.
you want him to hack the nanofabber, basically?
Essentially,
And what are you trying to make?
Stuff.
weapons,
Things.
You got blueprints? What kind of weapons?
military grade.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, now, while I do that, why don't you cook us all a nice four-course dinner and, serve it perfectly
Whoa.
century manners.
Cool.
What
I
I'm
was
saying
using
is, just because I'm a nanoswarm doesn't mean I know how to make shit. Stop being racist.
Yeah, I'll shake you off like a bad case of fleas, you understand?
Like Michael J. Fox. Motherfucker.
So, Kabani and Knuckles. Sorry, I keep having to look up your name, Michael. You don't know why I can't remember Knuckles. You guys go down to the shuttle station, A32, where you find the Dasmos. And you can tell immediately, whatever this shuttle has been used for previously, it did not go well. The Dasmos appears to have been purchased by Pyros probably halfway through a repair stage. There's an entire section of the rear hull in breach that remains sealed off. The hull itself is pockmarked and scorched by laser fire. Yeah, you're definitely going to have to try to come up with some kind of cover story as to why your fucking shuttle is all banged up.
I'm actually gonna check it over using hardware to see how bad it is off.
Oh, it's functional. It's just obviously it's been in a firefight and the repairs were never finished, and they're not going to be finished before you can go either.
Well, I can
Unless you want to
repair it.
stay here for a few days.
Kobani just wants to ask Knuckles because she figures Knuckles would probably be the expert in this area. Do these markings look right? Would this pass as an ultimate shuttle?
Definitely not. It would take at least a couple of days to do full repairs on this. The only other option that we have is attempting to say that we got attacked on the way over. However, that also depends on the condition of the ship, if it's actually travel worthy in its current state. But I would have to check it over.
Pyros also said something about Aspis habitation codes. Do Aspis mark their crafts at all from docking? Is there something we could put on the outside of this ship that would lend some credence to our story?
Oh no, it's got legitimate Aspis tags on it.
Okay, so noticing that, I'll be like, well, this is good.
It also has no weapons.
Well, that is not good.
Can I find a ship that I can hack so we can drive a better ship that we can get the fuck off this asteroid?
Aspis itself, just to give you a little background on Aspis, okay? It's owned by the Ultimates. It's from the Inner Belt. It's changed hands at least 3 times since the fall, but it was most recently held by a group called Gonin. They handed over to the Ultimates as part of a payment for guarding the Discord Gate. So it has legitimate Aspis tags, which Aspis is owned by the Ultimates.
What's the likelihood that an Ultimate ship would have weapons on it? That seems extremely unlikely.
If it's not a combat ship, which it's apparently not, it is a shuttle, it would likely not have weapons on it.
So Kobani's like piecing together all this and starting to get a story, a BS story of how maybe we came about this damage. So we're a non-combative ship, we're ambushed, we take heavy damage while making an escape because we couldn't fight back.
Are you saying this out loud to your companion Knuckles here?
I am, to Knuckles, and I say, who would attack us? What's the most likely enemy to inflict this type of damage?
Oh, it could be anybody at this point. Especially enemies of Aspis.
Enemies of Aspis, he says. Oh, this guy's real wise, isn't he?
What would the ID crew respect the most? What would make them raise an eyebrow and say, oh really, you survived that attack? Because that is who should attack us. Factors. She smacked her hand. What if we were getting attacked by factors?
The factors are generally not hostile.
That's true, unless you knocked over one of their caches. And you see like a little bit of menace cross across her face because her notoriety actually came from sabotaging one of their caches they were using to trade in the asteroid region.
I don't know. I think we should use the current situation that's been presented to us as far as ID crew versus 9 lives and say we got caught in a crossfire.
Okay, I'm going to try to find a better transport for us through just hacking. So,
that's not a good idea, Cobra. We need these Aspis codes.
Well...
Okay, so you want me to get the codes? I'm going to get the codes.
He can get the codes, and if we find a shuttle that matches this, I can take parts off of this, and I could transfer it on to that one, but that's going to be at least a day and a half.
Would there be firewall regulations I could quote, Ian? About changing the tools given to us to complete a mission without consulting firewall?
Exactly what are you going for here by changing the?
Whoa.
Like, is there like a firewall handbook? Because I'm pretty sure that firewall would like want to know that we've thrown out their carefully crafted plan and are now attempting something else. Like,
Let me tell you
Well,
something.
the one guy
Firewall only
did
cares
say,
that it gets done. Okay?
Exactly. Ultimately, think of it like this: Firewall is a clandestine, secret organization. You guys are given a job to eliminate or otherwise defend against existential threats. As long as you can do that, they'll be happy. As long
Think
as
of
you
it
do
kind
that,
of like
so
MI5.
well,
don't go blowing up like an entire habitat of innocence in the process, because
Kobani's getting irritated at this point because she doesn't know what the success rate of this mission is going to be, and she says, "Well, we do something like that and we fail. There's going to be a lot of questions asked, and you're not going to like the answers we have."
Well, if we end up failing, we're probably all going to be dead
Okay,
anyway, and then
out of character.
reinserted.
Out of character, just quick. I don't want to interrupt. Just I want to quick say I want to do this on the side as they're arguing. I'm going to start finding the codes. So do I roll here a media core is +0, right?
yeah, okay.
Or do I add the +4 from infosec? So that would be a legendary then, right? Or well, not legendary. I'm sorry, +4. Great, right?
InfoSec is for like security, cybersecurity
Okay,
stuff like that.
program. I want to write a program to find the codes, and then input it. Would that work?
You're talking about, sorry, you're referring to the nanofabs?
Yeah, I want to get the codes to get the ship so we can do this shit.
He wants
What
to be
kind
able to transfer it to another ship if he can.
Hmm. Go ahead and make a roll. Yep, go ahead. It wouldn't be
So
InfoSec though. It'd just be. Well, I guess it would
Programming?
be. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Do it. I'll let you do it.
would it be programming? I'm saying programming. I got
Because you're
+4 in
essentially
programming.
trying to steal. You're trying to falsify information. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Kobani?
You know, or you know what? You know what? I'm gonna wait till these guys are ready, and then I'm gonna do it because it's gonna get problems. So.
Kobani?
But
We
I'm
may
not in
be
charge.
overthinking things here.
Okay?
There's one thing that stands out in your mind right away is that the other ship that you want to try to acquire isn't here. So you'd have to wait for it to arrive, etc.
so
We
Kobani,
may
I'm
be
not in charge.
overthinking things a bit. What was the cover story that Firewall gave us about why we were going?
We're ultimates.
Yes, but why are we going to that habitat? Did they tell us that? Did they provide a cover about why this shuttle is going to that hab?
Not a specific cover.
No.
And instead of trying to fix the shuttle, why not just getting sheet metal and making it look good? And how long would that take?
Again, as soon as we land, depending on who's at the landing bay, we don't know what type of security is over there. So as soon as we open that door, if they see just sheet metal on there, they could be
let's
questioning us automatically.
The ship is fine as it is, and she
yeah.
has maxed the outside plating on it.
Well,
Sorry,
I would still like to put an eyeball on it because it looks like it's been through some shit, just to make sure it's travel worthy.
Agreed.
sorry.
So
What's your muse? I'm sending you a message, Michael, for
yes,
the muse you're playing for Threat Assessment Protocol 1.
oh, Jarvis, right?
yeah.
What does Jarvis need to say? Ian.
I'm sending it to him in private so he can voice it himself however he wishes.
Oh, okay.
So this fabricator, man, where's this thing at?
Oh, you have access to a nanofabricator, I'll say here on what's the name of this place? Extropia. It's firewall. It's a firewall kind of provisional nanofabricator. since you're goddamn all these terminologies.
So how's this?
Since your cell
Kobani?
operates out here anyway.
We can still
Right.
say that we were attacked, and we need to land to make emergency repairs.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That was
Yeah.
in fact what Pyros told you to do.
You can see like the gears in my head turning. Yeah, that'll work.
I'm like just scattering about like really impatiently, a little spider guy, like just left and right. Just like I shapeshift into a small robotic frog, and I do like the "Hello, my baby," "Hello, my darling," "Hello, my darling child."
So, what does it usually require to operate a nanofabricator again? Is it cost money, or like the credits, or?
Blueprints cost money. Nanofabricators are essentially 3D printers.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
So,
shit!
so all you really need is a blueprint.
Yep, you need a blueprint to acquire. What are you looking for? I mean, you've got weapons. You want to get some special weapons like plasma weapons?
Yeah, man, go big.
Plasma guns, okay, would give you all. If you all had plasma guns, then you get a stunt, right? It's a gear stunt called plasma gun. It means you're armed with a high-yield energy weapon capable of dispersing energy over an area. It allows you to damage nanoswarms, morphs with swarm composition, and some characters with invulnerable defenses normally, without first creating advantages. So, skill to do that. I'm just having a quick look here. No. It'll probably come down to a networking check, I'm guessing. I don't see anything else that works better for that. Yeah, probably be networking in order to get your hands on those blueprints.
All right. Well, I'll have uh,
Sorry, networking is called CivRep or IREP. I apologize. Yeah.
I could probably do that for you.
yeah. I'll ask our swarm friend, who with his ridiculous name, I just refer to him as Binary. I'll ask him to do it. R2H79.
Okay.
Binary.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll that. FNP, I think that was who was doing that, right?
Yeah, I think.
Here comes his roll. So he's got a good +3. You can do so. It takes some time to nanofabricate plasma weapons, though. And if you're going to leave on time when you're supposed to in 8 hours, you're only going to be able to make 2 plasma guns.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Michael, sorry, careful with the chat because I'm not always looking at it. So you rolled hardware to check over the ship, you said, right? And get a
Yes.
+0? What were you checking to see if it's functional?
Just to see if it's flyable because it
Oh,
looks like
yeah.
shit.
No, it's perfectly flyable.
Okay.
The hull breach is sealed off, so you just can't go into that section of the ship.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
it's flyable, but it's damaged for sure.
So I basically tell Kobani, as long as we don't run into any trouble, we should be okay physically getting over there.
Oh yeah, if somebody starts shooting at the shuttle, you're gonna be fucked.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Sounds good, Knuckles.
Well, I
Our
can-
trip on the way
well, I
back
can
will be with a
pilot, too.
real ultimate ship.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. So that covers the nanofabrication. You get 2 plasma guns. You can describe them however you want, like probably plasma rifles of some sort. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like these, large rifles with like these big barrels on them. Big round barrels just glowing, one in each arm. Like, you guys ready to go?
He's ready to rock.
Okay. And anything else? Everybody get everything done that they wanted to do before the 8 hours pass? Anything else you wanted to?
I'm ready, man. I'm like scooting wherever direction we gotta go.
I believe that's it.
Yeah,
in my little rough frog form.
just one last quick point. I want to use Xenocontact to see how to discern how an ultimate would respond to a hail over a comm, like what their general means of response is.
How you respond? Man, your guess is as good as mine.
Wait.
Well, let's do this.
Michael, do you know anything
Can I-
about this? You know more about Eclipse Phase than I do.
I have a question, just quick. I actually want to do this what Andrew says, that like I don't know if Andrew, if your character maybe tells it to me because I have an idea that I could when we are in contact, when we're in space contact with like digital video communications, right? I could change the feed, the video and audio feed, to make it so that we look and sound like a legit ultimate characters, people,
Okay.
Like I could go on the internet or whatever they had, download some stuff and make a program to make us sound whatever we say. We will sound like the ultimates, so we can pass as that. Also, we can get the right frequency and shit. Would that work, Ian? Could I do that? Write a program like that?
Sure, there'd probably be some kind of a role involved, but
Okay.
I'm sure it would be probably deception.
yep.
Wouldn't
So-
it be programming? I would prefer it be programming since it's a program.
Well,
I'm
I'd only say
I'm going-
deception because if it's their response rolled to it, then it would basically be them seeing if they believe our lie.
Yeah, but they believe my lie because I do a really good program, dude. So
What you
Well,
can do
you
is what you can do, because we're playing Fate, you can
hacking,
use the program,
bruh.
you
Hacking
can use the programming to create an
for
advantage.
life.
And if you get the advantage from the programming, then you could use that to add to the deception roll.
well. So that's
Fair
what
enough.
I did a roll in. It's a fair +2 for Xenocontact. I'm trying to create an advantage of the format that would be used to respond to a hail.
Okay, so you got a total of a +2.
Yep, it's a fair.
So I want to combine that with my program that I write. So I want to add to that.
Exactly. So what it would be if I succeed is that would be like the guide. It would be like the guidance for you to design the program.
Exactly.
Here's
Yeah.
what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the advantage down here. What do you want to call that advantage?
We'll call it walk like an ultimate.
Walk like an.
Walk like an ultimate. Hey, yeah.
That has one free invoke on it.
I
And
changed
you
it to a
go ahead and
little
make your
Egyptian
programming
guy.
roll. Make your programming
Okay.
roll for your program.
Would that be great? Because I have +4 in programming. Great.
It's +4. What's +4?
That's
Great.
my
+4 is
skill.
great.
Yep.
Great. So I got a plus and a minus and 2 blanks.
So 4.
So 4.
Okay,
And the
so
plus
you have
2,
yeah.
the +2 from Andrew. From he's describing me how I should do the program.
Yep. So what I tell you
Yep.
about it is this is how they introduce themselves when they arrive at a habitat.
Hmm.
Rejoice, lesser people of the habitat. You are now blessed with the presence of the ultimates.
So you have used that
Nice,
free
nice.
invoke on Walk like an ultimate. And what do you want to call your advantage, Cobra?
Ultimate program beta version 1.0. Because I'm a nerd, so deal with it.
Okay, and you succeeded with Sal. I'm going to give you 2 free invokes on that. Okay?
Nice.
Because of the invoke you took from Walk Like an Ultimate allowed you to succeed with style. So there you go. That's set up. Now, one more thing just before you go. I almost forgot that Philip wanted to check out some information about Legba. Pretty much forgot because I think he typed into the chat, didn't say it out loud.
I did, and I was actually about to say it again to you.
So, what was it you were looking for about Legba exactly? It's a fairly
I
large
want to get
habitat.
all information, map of the hab. I want to know if somebody, an actual consciousness, is inhabiting the habitat, and if so, who it is and everything about them, and become their friend. Under an alias, of course.
Oh, you want to make a friend? How cute.
Okay, one thing at a time. Okay, I've got a map of the habitat. So, just so you know, Legba is an unusual example of a mixed black and red market economy. Prices range anywhere from half to triple the usual, with prices being an indicator not only of, or sorry, prices being an indicator only of supply and demand, nothing to note of quality. Credits and cortical stacks are the coin of the realm.
Ooh.
Guanxi rep, which is criminal rep, is useful for making connections, but will not secure goods. Okay, this is a 9 live stronghold, so you know that criminal networking tests. If you start trying to use your criminal networking to find out more non 9 lives information as a non 9 lives character, it's gonna put you at risk. You want to be very careful doing stuff like that. Yeah, calling in favors might draw unwanted attention. Members of other gangs need a very good explanation for being here, and any ID crew affiliates will be killed on sight, out of hand. Okay.
Well, at least we don't have to worry about that.
Access to microfacturing is uneven and dodgy. The few 3D print shops that they do have are very much like fortresses. To get any time on a maker or fabber, you have to call in criminal favors, etc., or pay the print shop a rental fee equal to half the item's cost alone in the credits. Um, Feedstock costs are quadruple the price they normally would be anywhere else, and shops do not let customers use their own. Overpaying for nanofab is one of the only ways to be sure that the goods you're buying aren't malfunctioning, incompatible, or laced with something bad if they were, for example, food stocks. What else can I tell you? Individual crews of gangers may have nanofabbers in their safe houses. Getting access to these is going to require favors, bribery, intimidation, things of that sort. No crews will share feedstock. They will gouge any outsiders for it just as badly as the print shops do. Life support, power, food, and water are impossible to disrupt station-wide, as each family or crew is responsible for its own sustenance. Okay, so you wouldn't be able to just system-wide take out the food or power or water. Let's see here. I didn't even have you roll for all this, did I?
I'm just good.
I just realized it, but that's okay. What else can I tell you? For a station its size, Legba only has a tiny number of bars and restaurants because no one trusts food or drink prepared by anybody outside of their immediate crew or family. Gambling dens and bordellos are the main venues for public socializing.
Yahtzee!
The clientele bring their own booze and drugs. The house makes all of its money off sex and games of chance. Okay. Just a few locations of note on Legba. Gentleman's is a snuff bordello in Samedi, occasionally patronized by rich sociopaths from off station. Magda's is a normal pod bordello in Marinette. RTFM is a heavily fortified 3D print shop in Marinette right by the spaceport. Badger Crew is a Rada crew that run one of the only repair services on Legba. When they leave their fortified shop, it's always heavily armed and in groups of no fewer than 5. The Ducked Rat is one of the only food stands on Legba in the fetish market. Ducked Rat keeps a pen of live nutria which are slaughtered and prepared in full view of the clientele. Basha is a gambling den in Marinette. It's one of the safer dens to hang out in, except that it's surrounded by a gauntlet of side passages which are staked out by various crews. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much what
Would
you
it be
get.
possible to put anyone into the basically ensleeve anyone in the station itself?
Say again, what do you want to do to somebody in the station?
Since stations are one of the things you can put your consciousness into, would it be possible to put any of us into the station?
Just leave yourself into the station? No, because of the way it's set up, each area is independently run by each family or crew. It's kind of safe housed against that.
So you basically kind of have to leapfrog from one to the next.
Yep. Other thing that you do find out, of course, is that the leader of the Nine Lives is a guy by the name of Roland Nazon, and he's the leader of the Nine Lives. He's an ascendant forking enthusiast. Okay.
And is there any information available on that I can access about where the guy whose cortical staff we want to remove is?
No, he is laying low. He's on Legba. That's all you know.
Okay. And any idea about who he might have contacted going over his records here on this station? Which crew or family he might have contacted so we can see whose
No.
territory he's probably laying low in.
Nope. There's no clues as to that. Simply known that he left with a group of Nine Lives gangers, some of whom were killed during the extraction by ID crew members who attacked them.
Do those gangers have any affiliation with a specific crew of non-livers?
Yeah, well, the Nine Lives have three major factions. I'll tell you what they are in a second here. They're called the Gere Nanchon, which are Nazon's personal army of sadists and thugs. They are sincere in their devotion. They're merciless in maintaining the gang's fearful reputation through violence and extortion. Those are the guys that extracted him. Okay? There are also the Rada Nanchon, which are the most numerous members on the station. They comprise the cartel's rank and file of identity thieves, racketeers, and slavers. They're less violent than the Gede, but they're nonetheless ruthless in their pursuit of profit. And then the smallest group, faction, if you will, of the Nine Lives, are the Patronanchon. They're the smallest and most subtle of the Nanchons. The majority of members work in consortium or extortion-controlled habitats. Some of them have backroom contracts with hypercorps, providing illegal labor. These legitimate clients prove more lucrative than the usual pod brothel and mercenary operations. So they do everything in their power to steer Nine Lives' agenda in a more sophisticated direction without looking presumptuous to Nazon. So they are basically, the more the more respectable members of the gang. They try to keep everything corporate and pseudo legitimate.
Okay, he went with Nazon's personal army. Is
Yeah,
he
the Gede are the ones who extracted him.
running heuristics? Is he important enough to be in Nazon's inner sphere? Like, is he going to be around the actual leader, or is he just going to be
It's
lower down the
possible.
chain?
It's possible, seeing as he is a turncoat. You never know. Another interesting fact that you do come across during your mesh search: there's normally about 8,000 people at any one time on Legba, all Nine Lives members. Currently, as of just like the last 24 hours, the population is at 15,000. No explanation as to why, but the population has nearly doubled this week.
That might be something big going on over there.
And I think I'm about
Crowds
exhausted
don't
on
look for
information for you.
us.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Do we have a pilot?
Well, I don't know. Does anybody have a piloting skill?
Oh
You
no,
don't
I
have to
can
have a
pilot.
pilot. You don't have to have a pilot because, generally there are AIs that handle any piloting that are required.
That's what I was asking.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's AI everywhere. So not seed AI, mind you, but like I can't remember the term for the next level down.
Like system AI, like a
Hmm.
system specifically programmed just to pilot.
Yep, indeed.
Okay.
There is one on the
Ex-
ship, and upon your inspection, it seemed to be functioning.
Okay.
Okay. What are you doing with those plasma rifles there, Low Jack? Who's getting them?
I'm getting them.
You're getting both of them?
Yeah,
You can only wield one at a time, you know.
I have two arms, right?
Yeah, but they're rifles. They're two-handed weapons.
You ever watch
He wants to be like
Rambo?
the Terminator, like in the
That's
original
fair.
Terminator.
You know what?
Plasma.
He's got this stolen high-tech Fury morph. So yep, I'll allow it.
Yeah. Look at those guns, man.
Okay, no pun intended. Okay, so
Literally.
you guys get on the shuttle, and it takes off. It departs from Bay 32 on Extropia and sets a course on its autopilot to Legba. 10 hours are going to pass. Nice. Hey, easy there. let's
We
not
don't
get
get,
let's not get in trouble.
yeah, we don't got a YouTube flag because YouTube is fucking crazy.
Yeah. So, anything else? I think we've exhausted all possibilities. But is there anything else anybody wants to say before you arrive the 10 hours later at Legba?
I think we're
Yeah,
good.
Okay.
about time.
As you're approaching this large asteroid, you get a hail from the station itself, from Legba. Aspis Shuttle, identify yourself. What's your purpose?
I run the program
What does
that
it
I
say?
that I that I made with Andrew. I just run the program. Andrew does, Andrew
Okay.
knows.
Yeah, here's what it says. Greetings, low beings of this local habitat. The glorious, glorious ultimates have arrived. Be prepared to experience our glory.
Ultimate Shuttle. What is your purpose for visiting Legba?
You hear like another loading sound off of the screen. Our purpose is to seek repairs for our glorious expedition of the stars.
Please proceed to docking bay 17 at the zombie docks.
You hear like another loading sound. You
Coordinates
are
from the-
welcome for the grace of our presence.
Yeah, this is gonna go well.
You get some coordinates through on the system, and you almost think you hear the hint of a chuckle on the other line just as the guy cuts off the communications. And so the Dosmos passes through these ancient Fajing bulkhead doors carved into the exterior of the asteroid. The interior door of these coffin-like airlocks opens to reveal Zombie, which is a 400-meter diameter, kilometer-long cylinder carved out of the center of the asteroid. Ships dock at gantries lining the walls. It's currently the night cycle, which makes the dense vegetation clinging to the walls even more sinister than welcoming. There's light coming from windows on the few operable ships that are docked, and from a dozen or so airlock doors of various sizes that lead to Legba's twisting interior tunnels.
Just saying, I'm in Michael's backpack in square form and like small dice right now. Just
Okay.
saying. Waiting for my opportunity to log into a terminal.
You get a log
I
into
am
which thing?
coding LoJack unto his most intimate areas.
Goodness. Sorry, Sean, say again that last part. What did you say you were?
I'm waiting for my opportunity to log into a terminal. So
Okay.
Kobani presses one of these blue-looking rings that are adorned next to her shoulder, and you see a vapor start to come out of the suit. and the tight rubber that comprises the ghost morph starts to like shift in chameleon colors. And there's a weird shimmer behind the vapor, as if I could disappear at any moment.
Okay. What about LoJack?
We're exiting the crap, right? Just so
Yes.
I know. How normal is it to just be toting around Master Blasters? Because that's what I'm doing.
Well, you are on a criminal organization's asteroid, and you're posing as some kind of a super soldier. So, you tell me, what do you think?
Oh yeah, then I'd say it's pretty.
I think it would be pretty commonplace.
Yeah, it's pretty day to day.
Okay.
Standing next to the airlock with you, Jack, Kobani is going to say to you, "Remember, we're super soldiers. Be as aggressive as possible."
Yeah, so knowing this, I exit the ship. One of these guns in each hand, just kind of like resting over, on my shoulders. And I strike like a stoic pose as if expecting praise from these lesser beings.
You already see there's a few guys kind of sniffing around outside. They're looking around, checking out your ship. They're looking at the damage as the airlock door is opening up and you're getting ready to step off. They're looking to see who comes off this thing. They're all kind of punk-looking types in these splicer morphs.
I'll point at them, like gesturing, like using this big ass plasma rifle to gesture, like thrusting the barrel at them, like, you. What's your purpose here? Do you intend to fix our vessel?
Fix your vessel? Yeah, we're the repair crew.
Excellent.
Pretty serious damage there. What happened?
That is of no concern of yours. Your feeble mind cannot comprehend this information. However, I will be supervising the repairs. I don't trust your inferior hands.
Oh, really?
I'm like waving the gun at him, like, yes, really.
Anybody else stepping out of the airlock? Or you
Yeah, I'm stepping out behind him, and I say,
I'm in the backpack. I'm chilling in the backpack cube for him.
"Easy there, tank. All right." And I step.
I'm in the hollow cheers bar right now as Norm. That's all I'm doing right now. So.
And I step just past Thunder, and I say, "Forgive my friend. He forgets that we are merely on a feeble asteroid. I apologize."
Feeble indeed, like the Cretans who call it home.
And
Are these the only men in the area, these two guys?
No, there's three guys, but yeah.
Three guys. I want to scan around and look for any sort of optical device, like a camera.
Oh yeah, you see some cameras.
How far away are they?
There's one maybe 50 meters away from you, kind of pointing at your docking station. It's obviously there to survey, that docking spot, what ships come and go.
So I'll start to like strut out around these three guys, like slowly walking to the side of Knuckles and Jack, and say, "You shouldn't mess with him. He's serious, you know."
One thing I will say to you guys too, I'm going to put a scene aspect up here now. The gravity here is about 0.6 regular, so I'm going to call it low gravity.
Oh, that's perfect for me.
Okay, just so you know.
So as I'm walking around, I make sure to get an extra tight grip with finger-like toes as I'm stepping out.
Mm-hmm. So, what's the damage here?
I don't know. You tell me. I thought you guys were the repair crew. I don't see any tools on you, any scanning equipment.
Yeah, they don't have any tools on them, right? And one of the guys slaps the other one that just talked. He says, "Don't listen to him. He's an idiot. What happened? Who shot you guys up like this? You got somebody following you here?"
We don't know.
Look at the weapon damage type. Surely you know. It's from the ID crew.
Why are the IDs shooting at you?
Seems like they have some kind of problem with the Nine Lives crew.
Yeah? And you're with the Nine Lives crew?
We haven't been hired by them, but we're ultimates. We're mercenaries. We work with whoever pays the highest, and we have good friends that are in with the Nine Lives. We thought we could count on that in our time of need for some repairs.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, it's going to take a while. We'll have to wait for the tools and parts to arrive. You might as well go ahead and make yourselves comfortable. As you take those tunnels over there, that'll take you to some of the common areas. We'll keep an eye on your ship here until the parts arrive.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
We should have a patch up for you in a couple of days.
What does this guy look like, Ian, the one that's talking?
He's pretty well built. He's about 6.5 feet tall, really short, dark colored hair. He's got dark eyes as well, a bit of a scar on one side of his face. Looks like he probably got it from some kind of a blade. Why he hasn't just changed the morph, you figure he must wear it with pride.
So when Kobani walks by, she kind of like checks her hip into him a little bit seductively, and she says, "The Ultimates are very kind, and we always repay our debts."
Oh, do you? So what's your name?
My name is Kobani.
Kobani.
You can call me Coco.
Oh, so he could call you Coco, but I know I'm about to get killed when I call you Coco. Like I'm about to be like a squished spider or some shit like that.
I kind of elbow the backpack and just take off to the fucking lobby area.
This is strictly sorry, I didn't. Fuck it. No, this is greater. This is better that way. I love it.
Great. All right, I'm going to get a drink, and I just take off to the lobby area to shut him the fuck up.
They're walking away. Okay.
By the way, I'm
Just
just
as a
right
little bit
now.
of out of character information, stuff about Legbat, for the most part, not for the most part, all of it, I disseminated among the group, just so you know, these people are lying to you and are stripping our ship parts.
Kobani, I need you to roll some kind of like a seductive roll or something like that. What do you got? What do you got?
What about deception?
Yep, perfect.
All right, here we go.
And what about LoJack? What are you doing as you see Knuckles goes walking off towards the tunnel? Kobani's sitting here flirting with this thug.
Well, to be completely honest, I don't trust him. I think they look like shady pieces of shit. So like I'm legitimately going to just kind of like walk around and leer menacingly at them and make a show of like constantly adjusting these massive guns.
So you're not following Knuckles.
No, if anything, would it be able to get some information of them? Could I ask Cortana if she's able to do any type of scanning or something, just to kind of make sure they are who they say they are?
Well, yeah, they don't look like mechanics.
Right, that's the vibe I'm getting. So, is it possible to like check the system and maybe see if they have warrants for their arrest, or you know what I'm saying?
You're gonna try to match their morph IDs or something to see if you recognize them for anything? See if they're on a neural network?
Yeah, just to, let's see if they actually have, a mechanic.
Sure, roll an investigation.
Well, let me see here. Investigation.
Actually, do you want me to do that?
Yeah, so yeah, Cortana can do that. That's what she's there for.
That was a +3, by the way. Ian.
My question is if I can log in somewhere and do assistance for the
That's
people here.
exactly what I was attempting to do for you, Cobra. Ian, can I create a scene aspect with Kobani, drawing her attention away so I can drop off the bag at its terminal?
What was the aspect you're trying to create?
Since Kobani has the so-called mechanics distracted.
Well, you
Okay.
know what? It would probably be created off of what I just did. Could we
Yeah,
use
exactly.
that the seduction to create it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I got a +3, Ian.
Okay. I'm going to give you one free. What's it called? Invoke. What do you
It's
call
called
that?
Feminine Wilds.
Feminine
Okay.
Wiles.
Okay.
Wiles, I think that is.
Also, by the way, the reason I'm doing this, I've self-compelled myself for full access, which is one of my aspects.
You man slut. Yeah.
For
So basically, I'm searching the area for any type of terminal jack access.
well, there's a terminal by the tunnel door. Yeah.
All right. So I would like to invoke that free invoke and be able to drop off a bag without being noticed.
Okay, so that's like a stealth roll or something. Whatever you have
Yeah.
there. And you get a +2 for using that free invoke.
So deceptive
Yep.
or deceive. Okay.
Yeah, deceive.
I believe I have that at a +2. Here we
So
go.
not a stealth. There's no stealth.
I didn't see a stealth.
It might not be.
I could be wrong, but I didn't see a stealth on there. No.
Let's see, what is there here?
Infiltrate is what you're looking for.
Infiltrate.
Yep, infiltrate.
Do I even have
Oh, would that
infiltrate?
be? No, that wouldn't be infiltrate. We're trying to do something hiddenly. No, deceive works for me.
Okay. So I got that at a +2 and a what, 3 on top of that?
No, +2 for the aspect, and you rolled 3.
I rolled a 0.
Oh, okay, you rolled a 0, so you get +2 for the invoke on the aspect. And what's the +3 for your skill?
Oh no, my skill is a +2. I thought, what the hell?
Okay, so you got a total of 4 then. You got a total of 4.
Fucking Three's Company. All right,
Yep.
so
You drop the bag off over by the terminal.
okay.
While you do that, so what this is going to come down to is, let me just look it up here. I'm going to have to determine an initiative order now. So initiative is determined by notice. Do you guys have anything for notice score?
I
No.
don't even know what the hell that is.
I have no
It's a
clue.
skill.
Oh,
I guess I've been noticed.
Do you have a skill called notice?
my muse has a +2 in it.
No, don't worry about your muse. I'm talking about you personally.
Then I
My
don't.
notice is +3.
Okay.
This
Yep,
is my
I got a
second time.
notice.
This is my second time playing Fate, so I'm not a good Fate power gamer or min-maxer yet.
That's fine. Don't
So
worry about it. You have
apologies.
no notice.
How dare
I
you?
know, I know, right?
So Philip has a +3. What did you say you have, Andrew?
After my roll, it's a -1.
No, it's not a roll.
Oh, it's just raw notice.
Yeah.
It'd be a +1 then.
Okay, so Philip, then the gangers. You got +1 for Coco. You got 0, you said, Sean, yeah? What about LoJack and Knuckles?
I have a 0 also.
LoJack, notice?
On principle, I just refuse to.
Okay, there's 0. Okay, so Philip is actually going to get to act first. He's currently wrapped around LoJack. You see these gangers all pulling like laser pistols of some sort.
Oh shit.
One of them is look like obviously he's going to lower his pistol at Kobani, the one that she bumped with her hip. As she walked past him, he's kind of lowering it towards her back. The other two are getting ready to point theirs towards LoJack. So what do you want to do?
Can I radio that information very quickly to the to LoJack and Kobani to give them an advantage in this situation?
So you're trying to create an advantage, create something kind of an advantage for him, like a warning,
Yes.
basically. Okay,
Basically.
what skill are you going to use to do that?
Yes. Notice isn't going to really do it. Kinesics to let you know if they're about to attack.
I think notice could work. Actually, you could roll notice. Go ahead and roll your notice.
Ah, darn.
See if you
Kinesics
get
is better.
see if you got the word out fast enough. Kinesics is just a body language kind of thing for the most part. So that's not looking good.
No, it ain't.
So what's your total roll?
+1.
Okay, that's going to fail. So the way that works,
Is it worth it to spend a fate point to reroll?
yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
You're trying to create an advantage and you fail. Means you fail to create an aspect, or you can create the aspect, but someone else gets a free invoke such that they benefit to your detriment. So yeah, that wouldn't be very good. So go ahead
I'm going
and
to
spend what fate point
reroll.
and reroll.
Much better.
That's a little better.
So what's your total? +4? Okay,
Yep.
you've created the advantage. It only has one free invoke, but it's called Watch Out. Okay? And once that's used, it'll be gone. Okay. Then the gangers go. The first ganger will be the one that's going to shoot Coco in the back.
Oh no.
I got a +3 on you, Coco. What do you got for defense?
So athletics would be like to dodge.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to use my. I'm going to use my. I want to invoke form or morph of a wanted assassin to take evasive maneuvers because I've had to elude the authorities often. I know all about ducking and rolling.
Okay.
So that cost me a fate point. I'm down to 2. It takes it up to. Damn.
Oh
2.
shit.
Okay, so you got 1 success on you. So you're going to take 1 point of stress. Basically 1 shift of damage.
All right, Yep, I'll notch off my 1 physical stress.
Okay. So you kind of dodge, but yeah, like it kind of wings your suit a bit. The other 2 were firing at.
Now, did you remember to use the advantage there, too?
Oh yeah, you didn't. Did you want to use that, Andrew?
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do that.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Sorry. So take off the watch out. It's used, and so you didn't get hit. He actually missed you then.
Nice.
So you dodged. Boom, just in time. Now LoJack is getting shot twice.
I'm going to regret that.
So the first one's a +3.
Uh-huh.
What do you do for defense?
That's a 5.
Okay, the first one missed you. Second one got a +2. Wow, look at you.
6.
Totally missed. So, so you're just like matrixing, dodging their shots as you turn, probably pulling your weapon, I'm guessing, yeah?
By pulling, if you mean like lowering them down, under my arm,
Yeah.
then yes. In
Coco's
slow motion.
in slow motion. Coco. That's you, Andrew. Kobani.
Okay. So dodging the attack, I'm going to sprint towards the wall and jump on it, activating my grip pads to stick to it like a spider and using stealth.
I'm trying to hide then, yeah?
Yep, so it would be a stealth roll.
We said there wasn't a stealth, didn't we?
It would be for me, infiltrate.
Infiltrate. Cool.
So it's plus
Maybe
3.
infiltrate does come to stealth, and I'm just wrong.
Then with grip pads. So it would be a 5.
Total of 5.
Yep.
Okay. Just roll their chance to actually notice you. Nope.
Bum,
And
bum,
the other
bum.
one. Nope. Yep. So you jump over grip pads. You Ghost Morph is activated, and you disappear from sight. And they're like, "What? Huh?"
Yeah, so the one, did I succeed on style versus the one guy?
You did.
I want to create a boost called Death from Above on him.
Okay. Cool. So that's a very specific.
That reminds me, did I succeed with style on one of those, Ian? The 6?
For the defense.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you would have. So what happens when you succeed on style on a defense? Succeed with style, you avoid the attack, avoid the attempt to gain, and you gain a boost against your opponent. So yeah, you actually get a boost against him. What do you want to call it?
Apex of Humanity. The Ultimates.
So you get it's a boost, so it's a single use, yeah. So it's called a B. There we go. Okay. And yeah, yours also death from above. No, that was creating an advantage, succeed with style. Yep, 2 free invokes actually on that. Sorry, Andrew, because you did succeed with style. Okay. Now, who's next? After Coco, it's everybody else. So let's go to you first, Heath. Let's go to LoJack.
Actually, so what I'm going to do is who behind me or whatever, who doesn't have a weapon?
Of them?
Yeah, well, of us, of our crew here.
I don't have any firing weapons. I have.
Yeah, I
a,
toss you a plasma cannon.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, you're getting it. So I toss you a plasma cannon, and then
Okay.
I'm actually going to just rush forward, like bum rush this guy. This thickly muscled, like steel clad arm coming up, and I'm gonna blast this guy in the face and use my heavy handed. Which, when engaging specifically in melee combat, gives +2 to fighting. And I'm gonna jack his shit up.
So before you do that,
no, I'm doing it. And then I'm also going to use my the boost, which boosts +2, right?
Yep.
All right. So 7.
Wow, he got a +2. So you are gonna fucking do okay. Yeah, you beat him by 5. Okay, you're gonna do some serious damage to him.
Mm-hmm. Did I also succeed with style in some way?
You did succeed in style, so that means you.
I'd I'd like to use that if I can to just do additional damage. Like I legitimately want to one shot this guy. I want to drive my fist through
No,
his skull.
when you attack and succeed with style, you can reduce your shifts by 1 to gain a boost if you want. Otherwise, you just do your full 5 shifts.
Oh yeah, I'm just going to do all of the shifts then.
So you're gonna take out all of his stress, and you're gonna do a minor consequence to him.
Okay. So I got to make a consequence. Right. We'll call it knuckle sandwich.
Okay. Cool.
Kneel, lesser being.
And next we'll go to Philip.
Watch it, Master Blaster. Some of us are along for the ride here.
I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. Philip, you went first at the beginning. I apologize. Sorry, not Philip. It will be Knuckles.
Okay, so the thing I was going to ask is how far is the tunnel entrance from where he chucked the rifle?
It's about 70 meters.
Because I was a ways off, so
But
I
it's
don't
low
even know if it's
gravity.
gonna be. Yeah, but still, I didn't even think I was close enough to catch it.
Were you not moving back now?
I don't have a choice now. I'm actually gonna use a stunt. It is called "The World Is My Jungle Gym." Once per session, I can move from one location to another in a scene with extreme athletic stunts. So I'm gonna spend a fate point, and I'm going to jump basically straight up, and then from ship top to ship top, because I'm assuming there's a couple of different shuttles in there.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
There's definitely.
To get behind the one that's shot at Kobani,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna attempt a grapple from behind.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a fight, I think it would be.
Yes. So that would be.
By the way, who else has used fate points? I know Roscoe's used one, Michael's just used one. Have you used any, Andrew? You did earlier, didn't you?
Yep, I used one.
One.
I have not used any.
Nope, and neither has Sean.
So I got a plus.
No, I have not.
3.
So you got a total of +3.
Yes.
So he's gonna roll his dodge anyway, or no, it'd be his fight. Sorry, try to get out of it. Oh shit! So
fuck your couch.
Nothing there that he could use. He is going to. Yeah, you're just going to get a hold of him. So you got 2 shifts on him, 3 shifts on him. Sorry, that's a success with style. So you can
Okay.
lower it down to 2 shifts if you want to create a boost, or you just take the full 3 shifts, which will take out all of his physical stress, basically.
I'll take the full 3 shifts.
Okay, cool. So you take out all of his physical stress boxes. And after you, then it is Sean and Cobra X. You're in the backpack.
Okay, so as they're doing their whole fighting shit, I will try to use whatever techno stuff I have to find a terminal where I can basically hide away. If I can find it and link with the terminal, is that possible?
Yep, roll info security. Infosec.
Okay, so fate, and I have +4 in fate in infosec. I mean, so that's a great, right?
Okay.
Great roll.
Yeah, it has a number beside it.
So it says +3. Okay, yeah, so 3 basically.
Okay, you have logged into this terminal beside the tunnel door, which leads into the station.
So I'm like in spider form. I scurry out of the bag. Then I go into the tunnel. I log in, and what I do is I try to basically make it so that the guys that are attacking us and we're fighting I want to have these security systems log onto them and basically disable them if I can, some
Disable
way or
them.
form. Well, also killing them if necessary. That they are the enemy and we're the good guys. Basically, that's what I want to do.
Oh, like automated security or something.
Automated security, like for example, turret towers, cameras, anything like that. So I want to change the info
You're
that they
swapping
are
principal
actually.
codes, basically.
Yes, I want to basically change the info that they are the threat, that we are actually true ultimates. They are actually infiltrators, and they have to be taken out immediately. That's the
Okay.
info I want to instill right now.
Okay. Then
Throw an overlay on their
you get a
body
notice
that
to say
covers
that
them
they're
in.
sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say throw an overlay on their body that covers them in the rival gang's tattoos.
Right.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, so you get a notification that an armed security team is en route to the shuttle bay ASAP.
Okay, the armed security bay, they should help out taking out the real enemy, which are all people who are attacking us right now. This is the info I'm going to change, that they're from the rival
I
gang.
get you. I get you.
Okay.
There's an armed security team en route.
What should I roll?
You
Or do I
already
have to roll?
rolled your
Oh,
info set.
yeah, okay. Well, then that's fine.
We're going
Yeah.
to call this, actually, that was creating an advantage. It's going to get one free aspect. We're going to call it reversed friend. Okay?
How about turning the dagger? I like that idea.
Okay. Turning the dagger. There you go. Okay. No problem. Next, after you, that's the end of the round. So we go back to the top of the order, and now it's Philip's turn.
Okay. Since I'm coding pretty much all of LoJack,
Mhm.
while he's kind of busy and his arms flailing about, when his gun is at the right angle, can I squeeze his finger to shoot the one that he's not physically attacking?
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I like it. Sounds cool. So let's see. He's shooting the ones you're going to try to. Okay, go for it. Yep. So I'm going to have you roll. Now this is going to be on your skill though, because it's you're trying to manipulate him to do it. So roll your
Yeah.
shoot.
Oh,
2.
Also a 2. So an attack with a draw means you don't cause any damage, but you gain a boost. What would you like to call the boost?
Can that be used to disarm him?
No, it's going to be established a boost that can be used the next time you do something or somebody else can use against him. You could call it off balance or something, yeah?
Yeah, off balance, perfect.
I mean, it could be used by somebody else to try to disarm him or something, for example, yeah. Off
Disarm
balance.
him, kill him, whatever.
Okay. Then the gangers go. So the one that was fighting Kabani, she's now disappeared. So he's going to turn and shoot at LoJack.
well, I actually have him grappled.
Oh, you did grapple him, that's right. So he's going to try to get at you.
Would that be a test of strength, athletics versus athletics?
Sounds good. Go for it.
Okay. Let's see.
Wow, the dice hate me. I'm going to spend a fate point and re-roll that.
Foe.
Spend a fate point. 3. Okay, so he's trying to grapple out, but he can't overcome you, and so you still have him
I
grappled.
just bone sawed his ass. He ain't going nowhere.
The other 2 will continue to shoot at LoJack. So actually, the first one, he's going to kind of charge at LoJack, try to create an advantage called Distracted.
Little does he know my superior mind with
Oh my.
its above average cognitive abilities are not easily distracted.
Oh shit, he just rolled a 6.
Mm-hmm. So what skill are you using to defend yourself against his feint?
What now? What's going on?
What
This is the
skill?
guy trying to. This is the guy trying to distract me, right?
Yeah, he's looking like he might succeed. So what are you gonna do?
I'm going to use my athletics to deftly dodge
Okay.
his rush.
Give us a roll.
Um, there's advantages right now, right? Let's see what we got. Can I use any of those that are on your screen there, Ian?
What are you thinking?
To use, perhaps it was the guy who's off balance, so he's not entirely in his right state of mind, you know. I want to try to do this and use that to my advantage to, you know, add to, you know, my nimbleness, easier to avoid him.
So what are you invoking?
The off balance.
Okay, off balance. Boost. Got it. Okay.
Put me to a 7.
Put you to a 7. Does he have anything else he can spend points on?
Better not.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a point as a kind of a compel on your heavy-handed. That's going to bring him up to an 8.
Okay.
So I've spent 2 fate points so far.
Sweep the leg, Danielson.
Okay, I'll just deal with it then. I'm gonna kill him next turn.
Okay, so he creates that advantage on you called Distracted. So that's called create advantage. You succeed. Create the aspect with 1 free invoke. Okay, Distracted. 1 free invoke. Okay, so the other guy then is going to shoot you. Christ. Go ahead and roll your defense.
So 3.
Okay, he's going to spend a fate point to re-roll. Oh, the dice fucking hate me. Okay, and so he misses. Well, wait, that's 3. You got a 3, he got a 2. He will invoke, what's it called? Distracted. Take the free invoke off that. That brings him up to a 4.
Yeah, that's fine.
So it's going to do 1 shift of damage. So, like, you can mark off your 1 physical stress box.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's all 3 gangers, right? Yep, that's all 3 of them. So, Coco, you're next. You're
All
on
right.
the wall, invisible.
So when Coco hits the wall, you see this flash and a shimmer down the vapor, and she just turns into the steel plate. If you squint really carefully, you can kind of see an off movement with the vapor, but far away, it'd be impossible to tell the difference. Using the suction cups on her hands, she quickly climbs to the top. She turns around, and she sees that Knuckles has this one held. And Knuckles, are you like holding him in a full Nelson?
I kind of just have my arms like straight wrapped around his arms, like either ready to toss him or suplex him, but
reverse bear
his arms
hug.
are pinned.
His arms are
Yeah.
pinned. He's still standing up, though, right?
Yeah.
So turning around and looking down at him, and since there's a little bit of a lower gravity, I push my feet up against the wall, and then I'm going to kick off of it, pulling a dagger off of my side that's really long. We're talking about 8-9 inches. It's slightly shimmering and sparking as it breaks the illusion. I turn my grip over, and I'm going to try to just come down on top of this guy and stab him while he holds him. I'm going to use Death from Above. I'm going to also spend a fate point and use Silent Ghost Morph.
Nice. Give us a roll.
Finish him.
That's
So
one.
it's a legendary.
Oh my
And
god.
You got 8, and he's grappled. So here's his defense. It's a 1. You got 7 shifts. Yeah, you're gonna take him out. Tell me how he dies.
So you hear all of a sudden sparks just fly off of my body. You see the vapor ripple, and I'm coming down right on top of him with my hands wrapped around this dagger. He's trying to like break out of this bear hug, and I bring this thing right down on the base of the back of his neck and just slide it down, breaking your grip on him, Knuckles, and just opening up his spinal cord from about the shoulder blades down to the waist.
Nice.
Your
He goes
soul is
down.
mine.
After Coco, then it goes over to LoJack.
Yeah, so the dude that I had punched
Mhm.
previously, I'm gonna look to finish him off. His nose is broken, blood pouring out of his nostrils. Just put this inferior being out of his misery. So heavy-handed, anything to invoke. Maybe. Now we'll just see what happens. He's only got
Okay.
2 left. I might spend 1. Alright, so that's 8
Oh.
legendary.
Shit. Yeah, he got a 1. So yeah, describe how you take him out.
So instead of a punch, an open hand reaches out and grabs this guy by the neck and kind of hoists him up off the ground. A few moments later, there's just a sickening snap as my wrist twists and his head is cranked off to an odd angle at the side, at which point I toss the lifeless body like a rag doll at his friend's feet, pointing at him, then bringing my finger back.
Nice. Okay, so next is going to be Knuckles.
Real quick, Ian, would that create something? Is that a success?
No, because you killed him.
Oh, it's dead. Okay.
Yeah.
The
It was a successful side. We would get a boost against him, but he's already dead, so.
individual that Kobani took out, I'm going to pick him up and use him as a weapon and throw him at the remaining individual that's still up. One quick swing.
Okay, what's your skill attack for that, for throwing a body at somebody?
Athletics.
Cool, roll it.
Oh shit.
Got a tie. So that would mean if you just accept it as it is, that means you do no damage, but you get to create a boost.
I'll take the boost. Just have it basically distract them.
So this is I already have one there called Distracted for Heath. We can take that off now, it's kind of gone. We can also take off Feminine Wiles, that's gone. Walk Like an Ultimate's still in place. Turning the Dagger is still in place. So we're going to call this now Distracted. Okay, and then it's 0x. Sorry, Cobra X.
Yep. Okay, yeah. So basically, I continue to fuck with the system. I want to use Cobra Ultimate Program Beta 1.0 Advantage. And what I will do is that I want to have basically the people that were attacking us more so. I want to basically what I did before. I'm going to continue to do that, and I want to get support for us even more so. So the video, whatever is recorded, will be basically shown that we are attacked. I want to edit the video so that it looks like we are attacked by traitors. They're the traitors, basically, and they wanted to take us out.
Okay, well, the problem with that is that them trying to take you out would be regularly expected.
Can't hear you.
Yourself, Ian.
Oh, I'm muted, sorry. The problem is that their activities would be regularly accepted for the violent gang members on the station. How are you going to try to turn that around to make it look like they're bad guys?
Well, they're basically what was the other gang again?
ID crew?
They are from the ID crew, obviously. That's the whole point.
So you're just
And we're trying to clean out the filthy ID crew.
He can
But
change
basically,
the audio to make it sound like we found
Sure.
out that they
I would
were
have changed exactly the video and the audio to make it so that they're from the ID crew.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an infosec.
Okay, I'm going to add also the advantage, as I said, the Cobra Ultimate Program Beta 1.0.
Okay.
And so that will that be great or superb?
What's your skill at?
Since that's a programming skill, that's +4.
It's info security, isn't it? No, would it be
Well,
programming?
if it's
programming, and +2 for the.
if it's
For
either
the
way,
option.
it's +4. It's +4.
Plus
InfoSec or
6.
programming.
Plus 6. Plus 6.
So it's fantastic. Great.
Mm-hmm.
So says still +6.
Overlaid. What'd you get?
Well, how do I get my dice overlaid? Wait.
There you go. So
Oh,
you
shit.
got.
I got a plus and a minus and 2 blanks.
Oh yeah, you got +6. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay,
Yep,
sorry
so
for not
we
having
will-
it overlaid. It
That's
should
okay.
be overlaid now.
We will call that. You've already got turning the dagger.
Yep.
So basically, we just added another invoke onto
basically-
that.
I'm calling basically for additional security forces to help us kill the scum that is the
Hey, I'm
the other
scum.
group. Well,
Okay. No problem.
the enemy.
And next, then it's back to the top of the order. So it's back to Philip. There's only the one guy left. He's looking pretty shaken. He looks like he's going to try to break for it.
Okay. While in this fracas, the camera that's closest
Mhm.
to the ship, I want to take that out.
Okay.
Roll shooting again.
Yep, sure. I'm going to give it a basic. Yeah, you're going to hit it, so that'll damage it. That'll take it out.
Okay.
That's the camera now. Now the camera's gone. The feed on this location.
That'll give us a little bit more freedom if we have to get back to the ship first.
And using the not the zero gravity, but the low gravity, he's just making bounds towards the nearest tunnel. Coco?
What I want to do, I think I see in the scene like a decontamination hose, kind of like hanging from the ceiling near where these guys are. And what I'd like to do is run and jump up and grab it and swing and kick the other guy in the back of the head.
Okay, go ahead. Let's go ahead and we'll call that an athletics.
Okay, cool. And I will I'll use my last fate point and do a silent ghost morph. So here we go. Yeah, 3.
Mm.
Okay, that's coming from behind. Let's see what he gets. That's the wrong fucking thing. Give me my fate roller. Oh, okay. Nope. So it's gonna be a tie. So again, you don't cause any damage, but you gain a boost.
Okay. My boost will be surprise, surprise, motherfucker, as I drop down behind him. And what goes through Kobani's head when she runs and she jumps and grabs onto this hose, instantly she has a flashback of back to a time before she was uplifted, and she's swinging through the jungle. And you just see,
Oh, wait, Andrew, sorry. You know what you forgot about? You still have one more free invoke of the Death from Above.
oh, that's right. I won't use it. I guess in fairness, it was really only that one guy
Oh,
that
okay.
I created against it, I think.
As you wish.
All right. Um, but yeah, I just have this primal flashback to before I was given sentience, and I was swinging around in the trees and doing very ape-like things, and it really takes me back to a much simpler place before I had to be concerned with firewall or going out and gathering information or infiltrating. It's just a simpler time in life, and I almost think that sentience is a curse as much as it is a gift.
Cool. What about you, Heath? What about LoJack?
I would like to perform a fatality. So,
I love it.
knowing that this is like lower gravity, um, I drop down, bending at the knees, and kind of fidget my feet left and right, getting traction, and then kick off. These Furies, just massive thighs bulging beneath this armor, and launch myself at this gentleman, arm back, coming in for just like the wickedest Superman punch in history.
Okay. Go
And
for a fight.
so I'm going to do the heavy-handed. I would also like to use the
So you're using a
walk
fate
like
point.
a. No, no,
No.
This is only for like a passive thing. It's only ever for melee combat, which is why I've opted to not even use the gun.
Heavy-handed is one of your aspects, right?
It's the ego thing, yeah.
It's your ego stunt.
No, I was using the Fate book. Like there's when you're making stunts, if you have a specific prerequisite that has to be met for some stunts, they just work so long as that is met. So it's like a narrow thing.
Stunt.
I guess so, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Um,
This is some aspects of it. That's fine. We'll call it. Yeah, it's a stunt. Go for it.
but I want to do that and then
You
use
get your +2 to melee attacks, right?
yeah, it's only melee attacks. Then I want to use the walk like an ultimate as this superior course of action is taking place.
That'll cost you a fate point.
All right.
There's no free invokes left on that. That's your last fate point.
And is there any free invokes left or anything?
There's a bonus distracted and a bonus called surprise motherfucker.
Oh, I would like to use the surprise motherfucker if I can, because he doesn't
Are you
see
okay
his
with him
awesomeness.
using your boost there, Andrew? Yeah, cool.
I highly recommend it.
This awesomeness that is about to take place, he is unaware of.
Cool.
So that'll
That's another
be.
+2. So you're +6 plus whatever your skill is.
It's it's actually an 11 total because I got up to 8 and it only goes up to +8.
Ooh.
Okay, you still got +5. You're still going to take him out, even though I rolled the best roll I could possibly get. So go ahead and describe how you take this guy out.
So this guy's like bounding through the low gravity in the air, and you see, he's kind of like turning his head, and as he does, there's just huge forms rushing at him, like the man of steel, leading with a fist. Suddenly, there's a sickening crunch as this hand buries itself in his head, erupting out of the back and landing, holding this limp body on his arm. The other hand comes out on his chest and pushes it off as he falls to the ground and flicks the viscera onto him. You are not ready.
Okay. So the situation now, you've got these 3 dead gangers here. Everyone else has evacuated the docking area, the zombie dock area, because there's a fight going on, and yeah, they didn't want to be sticking around for this shit. You actually, now that you look around, you can see a pile of bodies over on one side of the docking area beside a ship, where it looks like basically when that ship docked, these guys probably killed everybody that came off that ship, and you can see their bodies just kind of floating there with blood floating out near their heads. Um, you also are aware of the fact, Sean, that there is an armed security team on the way here that thinks that there's been an ID crew attack.
I will give them the info that the ID crew has been taken care of by valiant members of, you know, of
Okay,
the
you
The
want to
Ultimates.
use, you can
The
roll a
Ultimates, yeah.
deceive.
We'll have to roll. What do I have to roll?
Roll deceive.
Okay, I don't have deceive. Can I use infosec or programming?
No.
Bum bum bum.
Okay, I have +1 in deceive.
Is that what you rolled?
No, I have a +1. I haven't rolled yet.
Okay, so roll that +1. You've got free invoke on turning the dagger.
I will
Which
use
definitely apply.
turning the dagger if I
So
can
give
still
you
use Cobra
+4.
Ultimate Program Beta, and I want to use one of my refreshes.
Yeah, one fate point. What aspect you can tag with that fate point?
What aspect?
Yeah, you got to
I just
tag
want
something with it to use it.
to. Sorry, this is my second Fate game. Anyway,
You want to tag walk like an ultimate?
yeah, okay, I'll
That'll
do
work.
that.
Okay, so you got +6 there, +1, so it's +7 total.
So epic then?
Yeah, whatever +7 is. Yeah,
It
epic.
says epic. Yeah. So it has plus minus. It should
Straight up
show
7.
up.
They cancel each other out.
Yep, you got a total of +7.
Yep.
Okay, so you got to get on there. You tell them threat eliminated. They say,
Yep.
okay, well, do you need us to come down and help you collect the stacks?
I will say that we will do that. Don't worry. We will collect whatever stuff is on them, and you can take away the corpses. It's all good.
Man, wow, good work.
Yeah.
They came on that ultimate shuttle?
Yep. Yep. The ultimates are always there, and we have been actually suspecting infiltrators for a long time, and the ultimates people that just came back, we came back with new info, and these people wanted to take out us because we had info on them, and they knew that, but we took them out before they could spread, their lies, basically.
Right, well, we should be able to get some good metal off that shuttle. Okay, well, yeah, I'll send a small team down, a maintenance team down to just clean up the bodies down there. Good job. So how many were there?
Out of character, how many were there again? Like
3.
5? 3. I say 3. Yep.
So the 12 bodies you guys took off of that refugee shuttle, yeah, that's 15 stacks. Excellent. The
I
boss
know.
is pleased.
Yep, definitely. This is a
The
victory for the Ultimates.
maintenance team should be there in 5 minutes.
Awesome.
And that's where we're going to leave this session. You guys have arrived at Legba.
Can I do one thing first?
What's that?
Tell LoJack, grab his stack, burn his head. The one that he just flicked to the ground.
LoJack doesn't reply, but that's okay.
Well, what? You were addressing me.
You're LoJack.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, LoJack, grab his stack and plasma his head so they don't question it missing.
Fairly kind of in the zone, thinking about it. I might be a superior being. Might be an ultimate. Why don't you grab his stack? and plasma his head.
Kobani says,
Time patch
"This is no
in.
time to measure dicks, boys," and she stealths.
Okay. Cool. Well, we're gonna leave it there. Gonna hang it up. We've got that was a 3-hour session anyway, a bit longer than we thought it would go, but not to mention we were delayed by an hour thanks to the technical difficulties. But glad it got recorded in the end. So thanks very much for playing. We'll
Good
do
job,
this
boys.
again next week. I think with 2 more sessions we should wrap up this the story. I think there's 2 more sessions worth of stuff left to do though. So next week we'll delve deeper into the station of Legba. That is, of course, if the maintenance team doesn't wipe you guys out. In the meantime, good night.
Good night.